what?
I mean, my grandpa had nothing but white
plugs so that you continuously. But
Well,
then eventually you're gonna have.
They also take the hair from the back. They can take the hair from the back of your neck and put it on the front.
But eventually, like, you're gonna have like all kinds of mess. You know what I mean?
You would. Well, I think they also do something to where they prevent your hair from falling out. So they say that. So Machine Gun Kelly apparently had this done, and nobody knew it. But I saw a video where it was this doctor showing how he can tell he had it done because before he got big, he had a receded hairline a little bit, just a small one.
Like, so
not
he had
super noticeable.
Okay.
But like you could tell it was receding. And then it showed future pictures of him where it had the missing hair from his back of his head, where they went in and removed some of the hair and put it on the front of his head, and they show his hairline now, and it's not as receded as it used to be. I was like, well, at least he had it done. So there's a few people in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure
Nick. Do you
Nicholas.
grow your hair out a lot for that?
I think John Cena is the next one that nears to do it.
Who?
John Cena.
He is receding a little bit.
He's literally got a bald spot right here.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's started. His hair's always looked
the
like,
same.
Well, not just the same, but like it's always looked like half fried. Like he doesn't have nice hair. You know what I mean? So he's a guy who would benefit from just shaving his head.
Just shave it,
but he's so awkwardly shaped. Like, yeah, he's a big dude, but he's like so wide too. It's so weird. Like he's a weird looking dude.
I agree.
Like
he looks like
he's starting to look a lot like more like
his hair is starting.
That's what I was gonna say. I think he looks like a buff Ernest.
Yeah.
A buff Ernest?
He does!
Yeah. He does.
Yeah. Yo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Ernest.
Get him one with a hat.
Just look up him and Ernest side by side. They have pictures of him and Ernest side by side. Yeah.
I just always thought he looked like Ernest.
No, he literally looks like Ernest.
He does.
It's funny. Anyway, welcome back. We're the Bonsai Movie Group. Yeah, I started like 2 minutes ago.
Oh,
I figured as much.
Yeah. So that's usually how our podcast
It's hard not to see. Our TV is...
Yeah, see?
I told you.
He could be Ernest's kid, yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't take that as a bad thing, though, because Ernest was a fucking amazing actor and comedian.
That's pretty cool.
It's true, yeah.
I love Ernest.
Anyway, welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff. Our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
It's been weird looking at the camera, but not saying
Yeah, looking at the camera. See, normally we never look at you guys. We look at the TV.
Yeah.
Now we have to look at you guys.
I usually don't. I usually just...
Look at us.
Yeah, I just block all that out. Unless I'm watching the timestamps, then I'm like, okay, time. But...
Also, I can still see my reflection.
I can see Eric.
I can see Eric.
I see Joseph and a little bit of Madison. That's about it.
I see
a little bit. Oh, there's Karen.
Hi.
I see Eric.
Don't forget to check out our Discord. Get in there and talk to us a little bit.
I don't see Karen though. I'm sorry.
Anyway, what? I forget what to do. Yeah. All right.
No,
see, without the thing, I need the TV, man.
You don't have the thing?
Yeah, I know, but I'm used to looking at the TV.
You have it.
I know. I got it right.
I mean, I can state.
I know what to do next. I know the order of things.
I was about to say I can state it because I'm used to taking the timestamps.
Facebook,
the X, that's the one I forgot.
Instagram.
I said Twitter, didn't I? Whatever.
Same thing.
Twitter thing. Yeah.
And we have
Twixter.
a Discord now.
We have a Discord.
No, I like TwitX.
That sounds dirty.
Twix.
The TwitX.
Twix. Betwixt your legs.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Betwixt.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into our creator profile.
Say 3.
It's 4 minutes. Yeah.
Need my glasses?
Carrie Elwes. Because we didn't do him for Saw.
Who?
No? Damn.
No, I want to say it was the Prince. I can't remember his name.
Who?
The guy that played the Prince.
I have a
Butler?
mole?
Yeah, him. Because he died recently, so that's why I was thinking.
Yeah, he did die recently.
Did he?
Last week.
A week
Last
or two.
I think it was last week.
He
It might have
did?
been. Yeah, he
Yeah.
died.
It didn't make
Who?
headlines. You know who else died?
I did.
It did. I think I shared it.
You know who else died? Fucking
Louis Gossett Jr.
Who?
Louis Gossett Jr. just died yesterday, the day before.
No, he's a younger kid. He's 27. This guy. He's on that new Sabrina show. Can't remember his
Oh
name.
yeah.
And he was also in Gen V, that spin-off of The Boys. He's one of the main characters, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
so like I guess he died on a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, I think I know
Jeez.
who you're talking about
That
now.
sucks, man. He was only like 27. I was like, man, I like that guy.
It's awful.
Yeah, it sucks.
Chappelle.
It is.
Yes.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's done a whole lot of movies. I mean,
He's not.
we
and-
could have put Half Baked in here.
Yeah, as I
and
say, we could have done Half Baked.
Well, maybe we should put on the rolling.
It's not a bad idea. I love Half
then-
Baked.
yeah, Half Baked.
My favorite part is the I'm not a fish.
Who's coming with me, man?
I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do.
And freak out.
You're cool. You're cool. Or fuck you. You're cool. I'm out.
That's usually what I do at work when everybody feels like I'm stressing out, because I'll usually take my hat off when I'm pissed off or something like that, and like, Eric, you all right? No. And that's when I start saying that. Don't worry,
Chance for Donald.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do.
All right. I guess
That's good.
I can read.
Yeah.
The fuck?
You don't know.
Go away.
I only knew him from Sabrina show. So
Put that cookie down!
as you should.
I like cookies.
I don't have no cookies.
I got a Kit Kat.
Yeah,
Not
Kit Kat, you got
sponsored,
Swedish
but
fish.
could
It's
be.
about same thing as candy.
All right. Dave Chappelle.
Hilarious.
Oh man, how long is this? Oh, it's not terrible. We've had
At
longer.
least you know he's got a life and he's not dead like other people.
He only lives like an hour away too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Yellow Springs. Yep. Anyway,
see him.
born in 1973 in Washington, D.C., Dave Chappelle began pursuing a career in stand-up comedy in high school. He made his film debut in Robin Hood Men in Tights in 1993 and starred in the stoner comedy Half Baked later in the decade.
I'm happy with what he did, too. I'm glad he left Comedy Central and all that shit.
Yeah, but Chappelle Show was awesome.
It was.
It was, but
He had his reasons, and
I'm
I agree with
I'm
him.
glad he has morals.
Yep.
The comedian hit the big time in 2003 with the launch of Chappelle's Show before he abruptly walked away from the wildly popular program on the eve of its third season. Just set it down.
Put that cookie down.
Chappelle resumed touring as a stand-up comic in 2013 and later delivered a series of acclaimed specials for Netflix. All right, early
Which are
life.
hilarious, by the way.
Mhm.
Yes, they are.
They're okay. They're a little preachy for me, but they're okay.
I thought
think
they were
they're
funny.
The first couple were funny, but then he started getting preachy in them. I'm like, come on, dude.
I don't
No,
think
I
I've
guess
seen
I have
any
to
of
watch
the
them
new
again,
ones.
but I don't remember. I thought they were funny.
I don't know. Early life, comedian and actor Dave Carey Weber Chappelle, he's got two middle names, was born on August 24th,
All my kids
1973 in Washington, D.C. Chappelle's parents were both professors. His father, William, taught at Antioch College in Yellow Springs, Ohio. That would make sense. I've never even heard of this college.
Yeah, it's the first college to have mixed race. They were
Oh.
the first ones to allow black students, and liberal college.
And his mother, Yvonne, worked as a professor at Howard University and then the University of Maryland, while also serving as a Unitarian minister. Chappelle's parents separated when Dave was 6 years old, and he subsequently began splitting time between his parents' homes in Washington, D.C., or Washington and Ohio. Inspired by the sitcom The Cosby Show and its star comedian Bill Cosby, Chappelle decided he too wanted to have a career as a comedian. As a high school student at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C., Chappelle began a stand-up career because he was underage. His mother often had to accompany him to clubs as a legal guardian. Even at an early age, Chappelle's brand of humor was controversial, leading to frequent heckling. He was even booed off stage during amateur night at New York's famous Apollo Theater.
Sorry.
For what?
He had controversial,
Controversial,
comedy,
I guess, something. I don't
even
know.
when he was young.
I guess so. Film and TV comedy
That's the best kind.
specials. Dave Chappelle decided to forego college to start a stand-up career in New York City. By the early 1990s, he had begun earning accolades for his work in comedy. He made his film debut in Mel Brooks' Robin Hood Men in Tights and became the youngest comedian to feature on the HBO special Comic Relief 6, I think. What's a V and a I? That's
I'm terrible
6.
with Roman numerals.
No, it's 5. That's,
Is it an I before the V?
No, it's a V then an I. That's 6.
That's
right?
6. Yeah. Yeah. V is 5.
Yeah, and then the I and then the V
If
is
the
4.
I was, if the I is before,
I just pretend to know until someone says it.
Well, I know
like-
because my oldest brother is the 4th of 4, obviously.
Yeah, V is 5.
In a line
X,
of Dustins.
The 4th of what?
Yeah, he's the 4th Dustin. Ironically enough, he didn't have any kids, so I guess it dies with him.
V is a 5 and an X is a 10.
Unless we rename Jackson Dustin the 5th.
I'm not doing that.
Why?
that's how
Because it has to go to...
Why? I heard all the Dustins in our family are douchebags, so...
No, that's not true. I love my grandpa.
Usually, it's the firstborn male, regardless of who has it.
It is. It's always the firstborn male.
Okay, Gavin then.
No, because it has to be the firstborn male of
the family.
Of Dustin.
Yeah, well, no, not of Dustin, of that family. So,
They are
like,
the
Jeremiah is
family.
the oldest, right?
Yeah.
So his middle name was Lee after his dad. Like, that's their tradition. So, like,
Yeah.
if Chad had Braden first, then Braden would get that.
That's not
Because
how it works.
because he's the first male child to be born into the family.
Jackson's the youngest.
I was always
He got
told
Lee.
that it goes from like my dad was named after his dad because he was the firstborn son of him, and then my dad named my older brother Dustin because he was the firstborn son of his. So Dustin would have to have a son and to be able to name him Dustin again. I can't just go and name my son Dustin.
Oh yeah, I guess it would have to for the first. I was thinking just traditionals, just for traditions in general.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
for
he
the
would-
first name, yeah, it would have to
he
be
would
that
have
way.
to name his
Yeah,
kid that.
Yeah,
And it's first and middle.
because there's
actually.
different traditions that like would be passed down through the male in a family, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like from that person.
I'm glad they're ending it though because I think it's kind of stupid to think that you need to continue that.
Dustin the
lineage.
5th, my sir.
It's dumb. Anyway,
How's
let's
it
move on.
rhyme?
We got really into that.
Go off track a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Chappelle also began to make his way into television, scoring the first of many TV deals he would eventually be offered at age 18. Of the pilots and that he shot, only one made it to air. Buddies, a Disney produced ABC series focused on two friends living in New York City. Unfortunately for Chappelle, the series was canceled after just 4 episodes, but his celebrity continued to grow thereafter. Chappelle began making appearances in more films in the 90s with more significant parts. He starred in The Nutty Professor in 1996 alongside Eddie Murphy. I wouldn't say he starred in it.
I
He
was
was
just saying, I don't
he was
remember him
just-
in that movie.
he was
He
just a
was the-
stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
in the movie.
that
Oh, I
heckled.
Yeah.
You know,
don't remember him in that movie at all.
And made his way into 3 popular films in 1998. Woo. Okay. You've Got Mail and Half Baked. I didn't know he was in You've Got Mail.
I don't remember.
I don't-
that.
I
I don't
never-
think
I've
I don't
never
know that
seen
I've
it.
ever seen it.
I've never
I've
seen
seen
it.
like bits and pieces of it. I think.
The same year, Chappelle's father died, forcing the comedian to reevaluate his life.
Don't worry, Dad. Whenever you die, I'll reevaluate my life too.
Cool. Why?
Because it'll be different without you. It's gonna change the trajectory of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how much I care about you.
Okay.
I thank you with spice.
What?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think you should let me dictate where your life goes, but okay.
Oh, it won't. But I'm gonna pretend like it does to make your ghost feel better.
And I had to thank her? Oh, my God. From there, Chappelle filmed the immensely popular comedy special Killing Them Softly in 2000. followed by the film Undercover Brother in 2002. While his popularity continued to grow, he had yet to encounter the role that would catapult him into stardom. Or superstardom, sorry. Had to get that right. In 2003, Dave Chappelle landed his show on Comedy Central cable network entitled Chappelle's Show. Chappelle received 3 Emmy Award nominations for his wildly popular and controversial show, which frequently addressed race relations and featured musical guests. The provocative comedian not only gained the attention of popular TV personalities such as Oprah Winfrey, and inside the actor studio, James Lipton, he was
That's
offered...
who that guy is.
Huh?
We've said James Lipton a couple of times talking about different actors on the creator profile. We were always like, who the fuck is James Lipton? It's the inside the actor studio guy.
Oh, yeah.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. He looks weird.
He looks weird.
He looks like he diddles little boys.
He's short.
That's
oh my God.
Will Ferrell used to do
He's
him
short,
on SNL.
Okay. He was offered a massive TV deal from Comedy Central after only 2 seasons, a reported $50 million for an additional 2-year contract. Chappelle's Show was about to begin its 3rd season when Chappelle abruptly left during production in 2005. Unhappy with the direction of the show, he had taken and pressured by network executives to change the tone of the comedic series. Chappelle left the United States to visit South Africa. Upon his return, he began living a more reclusive life, moving to Yellow Springs, Ohio, and making only a handful of public appearances. In 2006, he released the documentary Dave Chappelle's Block Party, one of his last moments in the spotlight for several years.
Block party.
His comeback. A block party. It's where
he was in a block party?
He had a block party. He threw a block party.
Oh, I thought...
And who's going to tell Dave Chappelle no?
Right.
So, in February 2013, to the surprise of many, Dave Chappelle surfaced at the famed New York City comedy club, the Comedy Cellar. He was later joined on stage by comedian Chris Rock, and the two discussed the possibility of a tour, exciting many fans. Following the unexpected appearance, Chappelle made a more formal approach to his return to stand-up, performing several scheduled stand-up gigs throughout the South, including Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Chappelle also headlined the Funny or Die tour, beginning in Austin, Texas on August 23, 2013. He referred to his exit from Comedy Central during his set, telling the audience that it's easier to resign as the Pope than to quit a cable show. Than it is to quit a cable show. Oh, wow. After making his return to the big screen in Spike Lee's She-Rack, I've never heard of that, Chappelle delivered a series of concert specials for Netflix in 2017, eventually winning Best Comedy Album for The Age of Spin and Deep in the Heart of Texas at the 2018 Grammy Awards. That year, he also enjoyed a supporting role in Bradley Cooper's remake of A Star is Born. I didn't know he was in that either.
I've never seen it.
Neither did I.
I had no interest.
Yeah, neither did I. It had Lady Gaga in it, that's what I know. I like Bradley Cooper, though.
I like Lady Gaga.
I like Lady Gaga, too.
He doesn't like him.
I thought she did a good job with her acting stuff.
I'm sure she's okay, but I just wasn't interested in the movie.
He thinks she's really ugly.
It's not that she's ugly. It's just I think she's a fucking weirdo. And she was out there like I'm nothing for politics or anything, but
it's Drew Barrymore all over again.
No, she was out there like whenever they were voting back in 2016, whenever they had the elections going on. She was out there fucking rampaging through the streets with signs and everything else, acting like a maniac because she didn't want Trump to get office. And it was just one of those things where I was like, wow, dude.
It's just her acting, her acting that
I'm sure, yeah. She's good. I've never really seen her. I know she was in one of the seasons of...
she was in the Hotel
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
Hotel. but
I saw her in that a little bit. I never watched the whole season, and then I know she's going to be in that new Joker movie, which I'm excited for. So I'm interested to see how she does in that because I think she'll do fine.
She's supposed to be Harley Quinn, ain't she?
Yeah,
I think she's a perfect pick.
Yeah.
I agree. I do.
She
I
is
do.
psycho enough for that.
I do agree with that. I think that she was a good pick. After making his return to the big screen, blah blah blah. Where was I? Stars Born. Okay, in May 2019, the Kennedy Center named Chappelle the winner of its prestigious Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. A few months later, Netflix released another Chappelle stand-up special, the Grammy-winning Sticks and Stones. The streaming giant then released Chappelle's specials, The Closer in 2021, and
Closure?
What's in a Name in 2002 or 2022. Yeah, it's called The Closer.
Closure?
Closer.
Closer?
Yeah, like your...
ER?
Yes.
I didn't know. It was closer?
Like you're closing a deal.
Yeah, you're
the
closing
closer.
a deal, so you're a closer.
Closer.
Closer. Like, if I shut the door, I'm the
Like
closer
there's
of the
Z in
door.
there? There's an actual Z in there.
No.
No, it's an S.
So when you close,
When you
shut
the door.
something,
But that's how you spell closer.
okay, this is where the English literature is so
But how are
messed
you
up.
Because
supposed to
all
So
in
know
you
that?
context.
can say closer as in you are close to
How you
somebody,
supposed to
but
know
if you say
context?
closer, you're closing something shut.
Yeah, closing.
But
like if you close something.
That's a horrible name, okay? If I'm scrolling through movies to
not a
watch
name.
and no, listen, for the movie. If I'm scrolling through movies to watch and everything and I see closer, I'm going to read it as closer. I'm not going to know anything about
I think
it.
in
Well, see, that's
context,
where-
if I read
if
it, I'd
you-
be like,
if
I don't
you're-
see how it
yeah.
would be the closer.
Yeah,
Like,
if
that
you-
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It would have to be the
if,
closer.
If the is in
The
front of it, I'm going to
closer
read it.
doesn't
I would
make any
never
sense
read
either.
the before closer and then say that's the closer. No, that's
No,
the
because
closer.
like the closer you get, it can go in a sentence.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
again,
you say the
still,
closer,
the closer
it
you
gets.
get.
Okay,
But
but
if
they
you say
they
the
cut
closer-
sentences off for titles all the time, you guys.
Okay, you're reading way too much into this. Get a better grade in English.
I have a perfect grade in English.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
In 2001, Chappelle married Elaine Mendoza.
different than
Or
speaking.
That doesn't help us believe in the school.
Anyway, let's continue. The couple met in Brooklyn, New York. They have two sons. Oh my
She's
God,
going to kick your ass.
Suleiman and Ibrahim,
I'll just set the spider right
Ibrahim,
That's not funny.
and a daughter named Sana, whatever. God damn, name your kids something normal.
Was it Solomon? Was that the first name?
Solomon Grundy?
Solomon, maybe. Sulayman.
Or no, it might be in your blanket now.
No. Well, maybe that's how it's pronounced, so it's not.
And
how
then
it's usually spelled.
It's not funny.
Ibrahim. I don't know. whatever.
Abraham is probably,
Probably
how
Well,
it
it's
is.
Your ass for all I
Ibrah.
know.
Shh. I'm talking.
I'm talking to Eric.
Don't over talk. Don't do that.
Even if it's like, is it HIM?
It's Ibrahim.
That's
Ibrahim?
Yeah, that's the old English or Greek way of, I can't remember. It's like a old way of,
What, Solomon?
no, Abraham. It's IB.
It's like a
I think it's like the Greek way of,
Okay. Anyway,
the Greek.
Elaine
or English,
is-
I can't remember.
Elaine is known for leading a very private personal life and rarely appears in public with her husband. She and Dave live on a farm in Yellow Springs, Ohio, which the comedian purchased in 2005. That's it for Dave Chappelle.
I'd like to meet him one day.
Huh?
I'd like to meet Dave Chappelle one day.
I think he's an interesting person. He apparently, because Brian May used to work in Yellow Springs
Mhm.
when he graduated. And he said, because he worked right in downtown Yellow Springs, and he said that he'd be up in his office, he could see out the window, and he said he'd just see Dave Chappelle walking down the street. He said,
He's well known there. He does.
yeah, he said, well, I was like, well, do people heckle him? He's like, no, nobody bothers him or anything. Because he's from Yellow Springs, people typically just leave him alone.
He's
No,
pretty
I
much
mean-
like when he moved there, basically made it known, like, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to be a normal person.
And I think that's why another reason why he said that he liked it there so much was because people didn't
left him
bother
alone.
him.
Yep.
So
And that's how it should be, honestly. I mean,
it really should be, yeah.
I mean, you got to treat them just like a normal person. They got their own lives. You know, they don't want to be bothered.
Well, he's a fucking comedy legend. He's one of the biggest comedians of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's up there with the legends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in his case, I could see where he's like, just leave me the fuck alone.
I honestly,
and he's like that, too. He'll tell you to leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Go away. I don't feel like it today.
I'm not saying that I would like bother him, but do you honestly think that you'd be able to react normally if you're like, just say at the store and like somebody says, hey, can you grab that butter for me? I just need some butter. And you like grab it and you turn around and it's fucking Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean?
I would try.
Like, right.
I would try.
Exactly, I would try, but I know
because
my
I know they
face-
like their privacy and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
I'm not
like,
saying that I would like freak out and be like, oh my God. I would just be like,
oh shit, hey dude.
Here you go.
I think it would be one of those things where I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
I would try
you don't
not
know me,
to.
but I know you.
Right, he would be able to tell that I'd be like, hi, how are you? You know what I mean? I wouldn't make a big deal out of
sign my titties.
it.
I just want the butter, man.
Rub the butter on my titties too.
Dude. I'm
That's
not
funny.
into that gay stuff, okay?
He probably would say that too.
He probably would.
Man, I don't suck dick, so
He would get real crass about it.
he would too. Anyway, let's move on here. What's everybody's favorite Dave Chappelle movie?
Half baked.
Yeah, I was about to say Half Baked. Well, I don't know, man. I really enjoy him in Robin Hood Men in Tights too.
I'm gonna say I really like
He
this
probably is one of the best parts of Robin Hood, but Half Baked, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Half
can't go
Baked. That's
wrong
his
there.
movie.
I mean, unless you want to
You ever
include
suck
his
dick for coke?
unless you want to include his like comedy stuff, like his TV show.
Yeah.
But anybody could say that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's so many good sketches.
What's his favorite? What's your favorite character off of Dave Chappelle?
Oh,
Whew. Fuck your couch.
yeah, I love the
Couch.
Rick James
Rick
bits.
James.
I love the Rick James bits.
I don't know. I really
bitch.
like the Black KKK member. That was pretty
That
funny.
shit was pretty
Clayton-
funny
Clayton
too.
Bigsby.
Yeah,
Clayton
Clayton
Bigsby. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the
You want to see
crack.
my face? You want
and
to see my
You
face?
cannot forget ass titties.
Oh shit!
Ass titties.
That one had me fucking dying.
I almost.
He had to show that twice.
Oh my god! Whenever he did R. Kelly. Oh, dude. He did R. Kelly and he had like
Poo-poo.
the fucking gal
the
like
doo-doo butter.
Yeah, he had all the fucking gallons of piss and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, dude, that shit was funny as fuck.
Ahead of
Prince.
his time with that joke.
Oh, yeah.
When he played his Prince.
No, it was Chappelle's show.
Game.
You want to see some
blouses.
controversial shit? Watch Chappelle's show.
Game
my waffles.
blouses.
Nobody was out of his reach, dude. He was
No, he made
No,
fun of
yeah.
every equal opportunity.
He didn't care if you were white,
Yeah.
black, purple. He was making fun of
Chinese.
you.
I mean, I remember when he played a Chinese character too.
Mm-hmm. He didn't give a fuck.
No.
Dude. He played white people. He didn't give a shit.
I love when he's
dude.
sitting on that toilet and he's reading a magazine that just said white people on it.
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck, dude.
That's such a good show. Though.
It was.
I've went back and watched some of it, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
watched
Still
that. I've
holds
watched Chappelle's show like 3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
So damn cool.
If you haven't watched it, I would suggest watching it.
Mhm.
That shit'll have you rolling.
Mm-hmm.
That's better than SNL all day.
Oh no
Oh, yeah.
shit!
all day.
All day long.
How many episodes are there?
It's not long. It's
It's
like
only
3
2 seasons.
It's 2 seasons, and the third episode or the third season's like the shit that he started to film before he left, and then like patchwork shit that they put together after he left. So it's
I want to say the Ass and Titties was probably one of his favorite skits because I mean he had to play that like 3 times in a row.
Dude, that was
He was
fucking
dying.
funny, dude.
He's like, let's
'Cause
do that again.
It just comes out of nowhere, man. Oh, best scene.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I was crying the first time I
Yeah.
fucking saw that.
All right. Let's move on. So for you, it'd probably have to be Robin Hood because you've probably never seen
Half baked.
Half Baked.
No.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's
I'm
funny.
not a fish. I'm not a fish. Where'd that come from? That's like my favorite part.
It's definitely a stoner comedy, but
Oh,
it's
for
really
sure.
good stoner comedy.
Those are usually
all right,
the
let's
best,
move
too.
on. Let's get into what everybody's been watching this week.
Oh man, I don't
What the hell have you been watching?
think I really watched anything this week.
I watched a little bit of stuff. Let's start with Eric then, if you didn't watch anything.
I
Nothing?
might have watched a
Nothing?
little bit of FD FD Tacoma.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was about all I watched. Or watching anything else this week?
Karen?
Oh, I watched Quiet on the Set, Mimic,
Oh, wait. That one about with the
Nickelodeon.
the Dan Harmon stuff or whatever.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider's what it was.
Yeah.
He's such a weirdo.
More than a weirdo. They ever interview him in that, don't they? Or they interview him after that.
How
So
long
no,
ago did he
not
get
them, but I mean
fired?
like somebody had interviewed him after that.
Oh,
get
I don't
fired?
know.
Huh?
How long ago did he get fired?
Oh, Dan Schneider?
Not long ago. It's not been that
No.
long,
No.
really,
No.
in the context of years.
Yeah.
So like,
I know, because they only just, it only just got big, 2-3 years ago.
because it was
the
coming
whole
out
thing
about
with
all the weird
iCarly.
shit. he
Yeah,
did.
More
well,
big
it
now
started
than
with
it
that.
is.
It started with that. What's her name? That McCarthy girl who was
iCarly.
McCarthy. What's her first name?
Jenna?
Is it Jenna McCarthy?
I think-
Jenny
I think
McCarthy?
so.
Well, no, it's not Jenny McCarthy.
it-
That's a fucking.
Is it that one Beth show or whatever?
Yeah, it was about the two friends that were the two girls that were friends that had Ariana Grande. And
Yeah, it was
Sam and
Carly.
Cat.
Yeah.
Sam and Kat. The girl who
yeah.
played Sam, the blonde hair girl.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah, she
about.
so she wrote a book called I'm Glad My Mom Died or something
Oh,
like that.
Yeah, she was also an iCarly.
Yeah, she was also
yeah.
an iCarly.
too.
And so Dan
That's
Harmon,
where I know her from.
And-
Yeah, I know her from both. So like they were in it together.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette
there we
McCurdy,
go.
yeah. So she was in those, and she wrote a book and started coming out about some of the things that he
Goes
was
on.
doing on set and how terrible he was to work for. And so it kind of just spiraled from there.
Yeah.
And other people
And
started coming out against him.
They kept
Yeah.
on talking about how that one kid or the one guy was always protecting the kids on the set.
Yeah, the older brother
Yeah.
from the show.
Spencer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
his
him
how
and
his
Ray from Henry
careers
Danger.
got shut out because of Dan and all them.
Yeah, because he didn't like because he did. I even saw footage of him kind of like
Step in the
laughing and
way,
stepping in
kinda-
between him and like the younger
There
girls.
was the one picture that's real famous where you see him on this side with the two girls over here, and he's all smiles. They're all smiles. The original shot was supposed to be him on the other side, apparently, or in the middle. I can't remember. And he was supposed to be anyway. He wasn't supposed to be on that side in any case. But Dan was over here and kept bothering the girls, and he got over on the other side, and there's a shot somewhere, I don't know where, but there's a shot somewhere, a picture of him giving Dan a dirty look off camera, and the girls are standing there next to him, and nobody's smiling yet because they don't know a picture is being taken, but you can see Spencer giving him a dirty look, and the two girls just standing there.
Because he's fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
It was all about foot fetishes and everything else.
He wasn't
and-
only gross,
Hey,
he
you
was
guys
a
take off your
dick.
socks.
Yeah, I heard
like-
he was a complete asshole.
Yeah.
He was an asshole
And
to
I
writers
found
and
out
everything
watching
else.
it because I kept watching it, and I'm like, my God, he looks like somebody. He looks like somebody.
He was in Good Burger.
No, not that.
All that,
No,
no.
none of his Nickelodeon shit, because I know that. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, he looks like somebody. He looks, it was driving me crazy. And then I'm like, he looks an awful lot like, no, I think it is him. And I went and checked. Sure enough, Ricky Smith from Better Off Dead. He played Ricky fucking Smith in Better Off Dead.
I don't know that I ever seen it.
It's really fucking funny.
Ricky Smith.
He was the fat kid that was always like this with the French exchange student.
Oh, the creeper dude.
Yeah.
The creepy
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played himself.
It's
Yeah.
funny because I've seen videos of them going and being interviews where people would pretty much admit to something that would later cause a problem. So they did the same thing with Danny Masterson
hmm
and things like that. Like in an interview, he talked something about what do you think I'm going to rape her or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Listen,
It's so weird because some of these guys that like that Dan Harmon dude, his foot fed, you could see it all over iCarly. They've always got
Yeah,
their socks off,
Schneider.
their feet out, or
don't say
whatever.
Dan Harmon.
Who's Dan Harmon? Oh, that's the
Community
I
and
saw
everything.
Yeah.
footage of I think it was Ray from Henry Danger kicking him out of someone's room. I can't remember whose, but he was like, "Yeah, okay, buddy."
Seriously, if you go
Okay.
Put
back,
that cookie down.
if you go back and you the thing that I would have watched when I was young would have been all that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that he would have been part of creating.
Been more known
He
of.
wasn't creating stuff yet when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I guess
he was
that's when
he was like a
started-
co-creator of all that.
He started grooming Amanda Bynes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
She was only
Yeah.
Well, he found Amanda.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
brought Amanda in,
And then
yeah.
Yeah,
there's
they
a lot,
found
lot
her
of
at
shit going on behind that.
because she was doing stand up and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
really young,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like 9-10 years
Yep.
old.
She was like, I think
And
I
they
think they
brought
said
her
she
in-
was 9.
She's a fucking mess now, dude.
I wonder,
wonder
why.
why.
Well, I know.
Most kids from
Well, it came out that apparently she was she had an abortion at 13 or
She
something.
did.
She said something about one of the people there at Nickelodeon. She hasn't said who is the reason that she can't get pregnant. She's publicly
they
said
pretty
that.
much it's pretty much hinted towards
I
Dan
heard
Schneider.
that he got her pregnant, and then on the show he had a baby come out, and then they said something about not being able to have babies and everything, and she was trying not to cry, literally like on live television in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is like he hasn't been convicted of anything. They talked about that.
Nobody's
that other
really
guy that
came
was
forward
convicted.
and
Yeah.
implemented him.
The one that was convicted over Drake.
Yeah.
They talked about him too.
He only had what was it like a couple months in prison?
Yeah, he didn't spend enough time in prison.
No.
But yeah, they talked about all that stuff too. But when it comes to Dan Schneider, I hope that if he did do anything beyond whatever, if it was Amanda,
He came out and said that he regrets the way that he was back then and this and that.
Don't matter.
But it's like,
I don't
yeah,
care.
the only
Like,
reason why you're even on TV talking is because they haven't found out anything that you've done yet. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
wait,
and not even that.
you know.
Like, you wouldn't have even apologized if this shit wasn't public now.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
But like, see, here's the thing. So like, all I would have watched was all that. Really, like I saw iCarly and stuff like that because of Gage. Like he liked those shows.
Yeah, the only thing I remember, like, I never watched any of that other stuff, but I watched the shit out of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all that like crazy. But like,
And Keenan and Kel.
but you
Yeah,
go
Kenan
back
and
and you
Kel.
watch like these clips that they were playing, and you're like, oh my god, like it was right in our face.
Yeah, a lot of it was.
and you
So,
don't
like,
even
especially
realize.
not the Arcali, but the
No,
Sam
it
and
was
Cat
way
stuff.
worse.
Sam
Like
and
in the
Cat.
iCarly
The Sam and
era,
Cat
and
stuff was
Sam
like
and Cat stuff, all
really
that
bad.
stuff was
There was
awful.
like clips of like I watched this one video of like Ariana
the
Grande.
water.
Yeah, there was
The
the water
water,
was
yep.
upside down, and then there
Mhm.
was one where she's trying to juice
A
potato,
potato.
and
Mhm.
she's like doing this and making these noises. I'm like, what are you like?
Yeah.
This is not a like. If
Yeah,
I
like-
walked into the room and I saw her doing
So,
this,
like, I
what
saw-
the fuck are you guys
They did like a
watching?
progression. So you saw the all that stuff, and I'm like, meh. Maybe. I mean, like you could make the argument that you could like say, you know, me making this gesture is sexual. You know what I mean? That's
It's gonna be on
but I'm
Reddit
saying
now.
like that's what all that stuff was.
Right.
Karen's
You know,
gonna
like
be on Reddit now.
yeah. I'm just saying like that was the all that stuff. You could make the argument either way.
Well, back in the day, I mean, back in those days, I mean, all those Nickelodeon shows were really
Well, they all had. Well, Ren and Stimpy was worse than the
well.
all that.
I mean,
stuff,
but
though,
those
is what
were
I'm saying.
cartoons. They were not implementing children into it. That
Yeah.
was the bad part.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like back in those days, that's when
Yeah, what I'm saying though
They
is that
had
the
all
all
that
that
shit.
stuff wasn't. You couldn't really say 100%. You know what I
I
mean?
know Keenan.
But as you got into the other stuff, like the
I know
Sam and Cat,
Kenan
like
was
you were
on-
over here, like maybe, and then you get into Sam and Cat, and you're going, "Oh, definitely, that's definitely."
Keenan
what
was
they
on
meant.
one of them talk shows, and they were asking him about it all, and he
Yeah.
said because they were asking him about Amanda Bynes because he still stays close to Amanda,
Yeah.
or talks to her every once in a
Yeah.
while. He said, "I haven't seen her in years." He goes, "But Amanda's still one of my close friends." He said, and all that stuff that went on with her. He goes, I hope she's doing really well. He goes, and it sucks. He goes, but whenever it came to like all that stuff with
Dan
Dan
Schneider.
Schneider, he said, whenever he did, he came out with Keenan and Kel, he said, and whenever he produced that, he goes, he was mostly just there in name. He wasn't really involved with the show
on
a
the
lot.
set.
I was like, yeah, because you weren't white female girls.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he didn't give a shit about your show.
Yep.
So, he goes, he goes, I have no experience with that. He goes, I don't know what was going on there. And
I just
isn't
hope
that
that.
crazy though? Like to think that like he's
Doing shit right there
right
in front of you. You're
like,
not
where are
seeing
these kids' parents? This is where like kids are.
Well, see, and that's where they talk. Like a lot of the parents that did have a problem with, like Drake's dad. Like Drake's dad had a huge problem, so they kind of like pushed him out by
Yeah.
using his mom.
I heard that.
Yeah,
They-
like
well,
'cause
he
they were
used-
divorced, so like they used his mom to kind of push him out, and like kind of made
They-
it like
they
you
groomed-
won't work again if this you know what I'm saying.
They groomed
They would
Josh.
use that
or-
about they would use that
not
with
Josh,
the
but-
kids a lot, like to say like, oh, you won't work again if your mom keeps raising Cain and blah 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 blah.
They groomed Drake to be opposed to his dad.
His dad.
To get so his mom
because
would
his
get
dad
custody.
his dad called it from day one about that guy, and
It's nuts, man. Yeah, that's crazy. It's nuts to think that like that shit goes on in Hollywood and all that. Like,
well, it's just like there's a video of where P Diddy is like it shows P Diddy grooming Justin Bieber.
Yep.
He's like,
I heard that they tried to raid his house here recently too.
They did.
He's on the run right now, ain't he?
he left the
they did.
country.
he's gone.
Oh, he left the country.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so
He
there's
did
a
leave.
video. There's a video of him showing like Justin Bieber. He's like, yeah, when you turn 16, this is your car. And when you turn 18, that's your house. And I was like showing him. He's like, and then he's like, what do you want to do? And, like, because he guessed Justin was staying there the night with him or something like that. And he's like, what do you want to do? And he's like, Justin's like, oh, whatever you want to do. And just, yeah. I really hope that the light comes out.
You got all that fucking money, man. Especially for somebody like P Diddy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you are a fucking millionaire, dude. You've got record labels, albums. You've done movies. I mean, you're a
It's
producer.
no longer a thrill to them.
Like, I don't understand what makes you think, what gets your rocks off doing this extra bullshit that you know is illegal and bad.
Because
I'm just I've said it once. I'll say it a million times. I'm talking to the kids because these adults are gonna just be fucking pervs, I guess. If there is an adult in your life that thinks you are sexy in any way, there's something wrong with that adult. Run.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope the light comes out about all these people in Hollywood that are molesting kids and shit. I really do, because they need to be. This shit needs to be stopped. I mean,
It really does need to stop. It's disgusting.
Well,
You fucking people.
This
make
shit
me
should have
sick.
never
I'm
happened
sorry,
in the
but
first
I think
place.
there's way too many of them in power, and they're only giving them little ones at a time, the ones that no longer mean anything to them.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
So,
Anyway, let's. What else did you watch, Karen? Sorry, we got way off.
Woo!
subject.
Oh yeah.
Mimic.
But God damn it, it needs to be talked about, dude.
Yeah.
This shit is bad.
It is. But that's why I like the quiet on the set. I'm glad that they're bringing light to some of this stuff.
We haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna get.
It's very good.
I'm gonna get around to watching
Very
it.
What's
good.
it on?
Max.
Gotcha.
Mimic, Problem Child 1 and 2, Silence of the Hams, Real Men, Out Cold, Puppet Killer, Family Guy, and The Church.
Yeah.
So you didn't watch nothing.
No.
Madison, what'd you watch?
FD Tacoma was about it. I mean, I could look.
Last Airbender. I started the show. I got season 2 already. I think that's it.
Okay. I watched the new 2 episodes of X-Men, which is still great. This new episode that just the 4th episode's not that great, but it kind of takes me back to the older X-Men show where sometimes they don't always get into too much of the plot. But this episode was weird because it was like 2 different things happening in the same episode. Like half the episode is about Jubilee and the new kid, and Mojo, and then the second half of the episode was like about Storm. So it was like they were like, we need to do these 2 storylines, but how do we do it? Because there's not much to them. Let's cram them both into one episode. That's what that felt like. So I didn't really care too much for that episode, but the show is still great, and the battle sequences, all that stuff is awesome. It's still a great show. Also watched. We watched an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for dinner last night, which I love that show. I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the one on Amazon.
The newer one.
I really like it, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're excited for the new.
Yeah, I
newer
think we're
season.
going to watch it.
Like I thought it was gonna be like dumb or boring or whatever, but like every episode of the series of the season has a different kind of theme. It's just weird. Like
I think it would have to, really.
well, yeah, like it kind of like uses spies as like this sort of backdrop for certain themes of each episode. Like one episode was called, I think it was called like, do you want children or something like that? And it was like they had to go in, and Ron Perlman was in this episode. They had to go in, retrieve Ron Perlman, and protect him throughout the entire episode.
That's awesome.
So, but like it was so funny. Like I love Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny because he was acting like a child. So he was like, there was one part where like he didn't feel good, so they were trying to give him medicine. He's like, I don't want it. And He was just being a fucking baby about it. So, and it was like mom and dad trying to take care of a little toddler.
Yeah.
So finally, like, Donald Glover comes in and says, "I'll give you a cigarette if you take the damn medicine." Fine. So he takes the medicine, and he's like, "Wait, where's my cigarette?" He's like, "You'll get it after dinner." Like just dumb shit like that. It's just a good show, and it has some action moments in it, but it's not action heavy at all. Like the most action is like in the last episode or two, and it's really not a lot of like fucking karate and all kinds of crazy shit. There's some gunfire.
Mostly just build up and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun show. Like me and Crystal was really getting into it, so I liked it.
I think we're gonna watch it.
4 things.
Huh?
We watched The Mask, The Fairly Odd Parents, The Thundermans, and Henry Danger, and SpongeBob.
She did watch The Mask, I guess. Yeah, because I watched half of it with you.
There's a free Nick channel on my TV. I've been watching it.
Also, we watched Becky last night.
Yeah.
And because we had never seen it before, and I told Crystal like, "Hey, because we were looking for a movie to watch because apparently they don't make good movies anymore." So we were like, "Well, let's watch Becky." I've been meaning to watch it anyway because I want to watch the second one too. So we watched the first one. It was pretty good. You said the second one was better.
The second one's better in my opinion.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll see. I like the first one.
Not that the first one was bad.
Yeah, I think the first one was good. I could see how like Kevin James was okay in it as the bad guy. He played a good bad guy, but like it was Kevin James.
Yeah,
so,
I wasn't. Well, I mean, it's not that I wasn't convinced. It's more he was so tame.
He was very tame compared to like how evil he could have been.
Yeah,
like he could if he would have turned it up a couple more notches. I'd have been happy.
100%. I think you'll like the second one better. I did. Sean, what's his name?
Sean William
Scott. Oh my god, I was terrified of him.
That's what I'm really looking forward to that because I really like Sean William Scott. Like I don't care about Kevin James,
the stuff that I've seen him play a bad guy in have been very good. He's a very good actor, much better than people give him credit for.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, but he definitely needs more credit.
This was the first time I've seen him play a bad guy that I was like, ugh, I don't like
it's hard.
you.
It's hard for him to get out of that role, Stifler,
I think he's done a good job of getting away from it. The problem is people aren't giving him any credit for it.
That's the problem.
So
people don't want to give him.
But I think eventually he's one of them guys that I think will make a comeback.
No, I really hope so.
Because
Sean
William Scott.
He was Stifler in the American Pie.
You remember
movies.
the guy in Old School with the
with the dark dart in your neck, man.
Oh yeah,
that's him.
That's Sean William Scott.
Oh okay, I got you.
You got a fucking dart in your neck, man.
You got a fucking dart. That's not cool.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he terrified me in the second one.
That's all I watched. So, all right, well, let's move on here. Let's get into our movie this week.
Let's talk about the movie.
Let's get into our movie this week.
Gotta give her a break. It's the first time she's doing it. I mean, first was a couple weeks. I was like,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Shit, yeah. This is my job.
There's been times like I forget. I'm like, oh shit. I think it was around this time. Joseph.
As long as it's a roundabout, I'll figure it out.
That's funny.
All right. Anyway, this week we watched Robin Hood Men in Tights. Karen, you got a plot synopsis?
I do. Robin Hood Men in Tights from 1993. Robin Hood comes home after fighting in the Crusades to learn that the noble King Richard is in exile and that the despotic King John now rules England with the help of the Sheriff of Rottingham. Robin Hood assembles a band of fellow patriots to do battle with King John and the Sheriff. 1 hour and 44 minutes, PG-13. Cary Elwes as himself. That's what it says. That's not true. He was Robin Hood.
Yeah, he was Robin Hood.
Alan Amon. This is not. They all say as their self.
Okay,
they're not.
Jeff Ballard, Mary.
Maybe it says
just
that
name them. Who?
You know what?
Yeah, it's got people.
It's got people in it, and they play different people than themselves.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Just Watch app is buggy.
Ask me about the movie. It's a great movie.
Anyway, let's get Madison. What'd you watch? What'd you recommend?
Yes, I would watch, and yes, I would recommend. I actually, whenever I went to school, back to school, I was like, in the very beginning of the morning, I went into school and I was like,
Hey, everybody!
No.
Hey, everybody! Check this fucking movie out.
Well,
I hate that guy.
Study hall first period, and I was sitting with my friends, and I go, "You guys ever watch Robin Hood Men in Tights?" They were like, "Robin Hood what?" And Aubrey was like, "Yeah, I used to watch that movie all the time whenever I was a kid." I was like, "Okay, I love you right now." And then Shelby was like, "That sounds really weird." I'm like, but it's really funny.
It is pretty funny.
Tights.
And she goes, "I'll try to remember to watch it later." I was like,
That's a pretty strong
Score.
recommend from Madison, I'd say. If she's going home going to school telling all her friends, like, you guys should watch this movie.
well, I
That's
got
pretty
into
funny.
school and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Them singing in the tights like
It is a movie that definitely sticks with
Oh,
you for
yeah.
a couple of days.
It's very
Like,
quotable.
yeah. I would definitely
can't
recommend. I would definitely rewatch and recommend. I remember this movie whenever it came out years ago, and it's still fun to this day. So,
I don't lose.
Karen, would you?
Check the script. Yes and yes.
Oh, it's definitely yes and yes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, we're gonna get into this movie. We're gonna spoil the shit out of it. So if you're not, if you haven't seen it, I'd suggest
Yeah.
go watching it. Who
You
wants
want me
to read it? You want to read?
I always want to read.
Okay. It's not. I don't think it's super.
Does it
long.
have any
Yeah.
close or closer in it?
No, it doesn't.
Close.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
How do you know?
I'm gonna laugh if there is any like of that in there. And
She's
Like 50 times,
Closure. Closure. I'll just do
closure.
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 Closure. We'll go with that.
there's gonna be a lot of times you stop during this, just
Make
so
sure
you
you're talking
know.
to your mic.
I am. I'm talking this way.
Whatever.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Robin Hood or Robin of Locksley. Carrie Elves.
Of Locksley, Mrs. of Locksley.
Tongue
That's
loosener.
what I said.
No, I'm just talking Mrs. of Locksley.
We were strong with many feet.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. My favorite part is whenever he says, "What does he say?" I don't remember how he says it, but he pretty much bashes on Kevin Costner for not having an accent.
Oh,
Oh,
He
yeah.
says-
because unlike other Robin Hoods, I
yeah,
can speak
I
with an English accent.
Yeah.
No, my favorite part is when they take away the castle and he says, "Oh no, you lost your arms in battle, but you grew some nice boobs."
Yeah.
Blinken's definitely my favorite
thought it
character.
Yeah,
was a
Blinken's pretty
little
awesome. Whenever he's going to
drafty
town on that fucking bull.
Blinken, what are you doing up there? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing there's people around.
He falls down.
Yeah, he's like,
I can see.
He keeps
Pow.
tapping
Oh,
for
nope,
it
not
before
again.
the ladder and everything, and he like kicks it down.
Yeah, he goes to get on
And
it
then
and
he
kicks it off and he
falls.
falls.
I can see. Slams right into a tree and it's gone again.
Maybe not.
I remember
I was
Gavin.
wrong.
I was wrong.
I remember Gavin was watching it. He's like, or no, it was Jackson. It was one of them. They're like, why did that tree move like that? It's not a real tree, man. Like,
He was freaked out. He was convinced it was alive.
yeah. No, he just like, I don't understand why that tree like was like that. Like,
Why it rocked
well,
like
it's not
that.
a real tree. It was made probably
It's
for
a
the
set.
set.
Blinken,
hollow.
they've taken the castle. I thought it felt a bit drafty.
Yeah, thought it felt a bit drafty.
Just sitting there taking a shit,
Leading
leading a
open the door, there's no door.
reading a Playboy with blind
Braille.
because he's touching the magazine.
It was like a textured Playboy magazine.
Yeah, it
You
was.
just totally see a woman. He's like this with the
Yeah. Robin Hood or Robin of Locksley is captured during the Crusades and is imprisoned in Calio prison.
Sure.
Maybe we
In
got past the prison
Jerusalem.
scene. We're like going all over the place.
With the help of fellow inmate Sneeze, who is in for jaywalking. He escapes and frees the other inmates. Robin is asked by Sneeze to find his son Achu.
Man, they skipped a lot of parts. They skipped like where they like starts whipping the hands and they come back up and give the middle finger.
Yeah.
That show was pretty funny.
I like the credits too. Like they're like, why is it every time they make a Robin Hood movie, somebody burns down our village?
Yeah.
Like they haven't even
Leave us
started-
alone,
they haven't
Mel
even-
Brooks.
Yeah, they haven't even started the credits yet, and they're already making you laugh.
Yeah, it's funny. The part where he comes in and he's like, "You're not properly dressed," and he gives him a beard.
Yeah.
I also like when he's like, good news is always rewarded, but bad news. And
Severely
like
punished.
Robin Hood is sitting there rolling his eyes the whole time, like, dude, you don't see that?
Don't see what.
Him rolling his eyes at him.
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't know that's not, you're not going to have good news when you come back, is all I'm
No.
saying.
Upon
Now
returning
that you're
to
here,
England,
we have many feats of strength.
upon returning to England, he finds a Chew and discovers that Prince John has assumed control while King Richard is away fighting in the Crusades. Unbeknownst to Richard, the prince is abusing his power. Robin
Swims.
returns to his family home, Locksley Hall, only to find it has been repossessed by John's men. His family blind servant, Blinken, informed Robin that his family members and pets have been killed as well. He goes,
my father died something. My mother
dead.
dead. Then it's like,
My
oh,
brothers died
my-
from the plague.
my goldfish, cat ate him.
Well, no, he goes.
My cat.
My
My
cat
dog, my dog
choked on
died.
the
Choked on
Fish.
the choked on the goldfish.
Oh god.
A goldfish. Gold.
Oh Goldie. Wait, Blinken was a servant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people, may I keep it? No, I think we should honor my father's wishes.
And did you notice, like, when he put that necklace around him, it opened.
Mm-hmm.
He had to shut it.
Mm-hmm.
Did it come open?
Yeah, it came open when he had
That's
it.
funny.
He vows to get his home back before all his family things are taken. Robin recruits the large and ignorant Little John and his friend Will Scarlett O'Hara.
Help! I'm
They
drowning.
They
I'm
missed the entire
drowning.
introduction of Rottingham, which was a masterpiece.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all
Yeah. And then he cuts his thing and he's down there and he's like
I'm
you're
really
severely
pissed off."
He's like, here in about a minute you're about to be pissed on.
I'd be more worried about being
Yeah,
pissed on.
I know.
Go
I
find
got
all
down
the
there, I was
rocks.
fully expecting him to get
Yeah. And then he gallops away and he's just bouncing his head off the ground.
Ah, ah, ah. And then they're all like, he's like, shut
Chasing
up,
him down.
you idiots.
This entire movie, they just make a fool out of him the entire time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's good though. Like he does a great job of being a douchebag.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So he's on that level with hold on.
Bless you!
Achoo.
I had to make
Dave
sure.
Chappelle.
Bless you.
Yeah.
No, that's my name.
Well, he's on that
Pumps
level
it-
of like that
pumps up his
douchebag, that
sneakers.
awesome kind of funny douchebagginess of Billy Madison with what's his name? I don't remember his name from Billy Madison, but he was also in Cabin
only
in the Woods.
Yeah, I've only seen Billy Madison a few times, so
He's on that level, like he was funny like that dude, or Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ew, you eat
like you
pieces of
hate
shit
him,
for
but you're like
breakfast?
he's still fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like you still love
Did
love
you
to
see
hate him.
the they're making like a sequel to that? And
I heard something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the works.
yeah, but I guess it's like the Twitter handle for Shooter McGavin posted a picture of Adam Sandler now, like,
Yeah.
and it's a bad picture, and he says, "I'll be damned if I'm going to lose to this motherfucker in the next one."
Yeah.
Or this piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
They're
that.
like, "Hey, you piece
I think
of
it was
shit like
piece
you
of
for
shit,
breakfast.
but yeah,
You eat shit
pieces
for
of shit
breakfast."
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
To help regain his father's land and oust,
Oust, yeah.
Prince John from the throne. On his quest, Robin also attracts the attention of Maid Marian, who wants to find the man who has the key to her heart and
No, hey, he's key to other things.
chastity belt.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
I just want to know, how does she use the bathroom?
you're
You're not
think
supposed to
that.
question it, man.
I mean,
It's
I
just a
guess
parody
not,
film.
but still, I'm like,
straw.
dude, it's got to be hairy and stinky in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
But you
She's
know,
a
it's funny-
princess. She doesn't grow hair and she never pees. So, boom.
that's what I thought too. Well, this is a fairy tale. She's a princess. She just doesn't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
She just throws it back up.
It's so funny because, like, whenever we were watching it, Ada was watching it with us, and she goes, "Is that what's her name? Amy or what's her name?
Amy Yazbek.
The girl
Amy
from
Yazbek.
that.
She goes, "Is that Amy Yazbek?" I was like, "How do you don't know half of these actors and actresses in the right now, but you know her? Like, how do you know her? Like, she's been in like 4 notable things, like Problem Child, this, and
The Mask.
See, that's what got us on the Problem Child kick because Jack watched this with us and he was like, "Oh, she's really cute. She's really pretty."
Not in the first Problem Child.
and I
She
was like, "Well, let's
annoying.
watch Problem Child because like it's crazy or what? It's like a really
I
funny.
miss those movies.
It's
I
a
need
really
to
good
watch
kids
them. I
movie
love
or
those
whatever."
movies.
So we watched the 1 and 2.
And the second one, she comes back as somebody as a different character,
the nurse,
but she's like
Trixie's mom.
yeah, but she's not nearly as funny and she has dark hair. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Still attractive though.
For
in that
sure.
one.
She's attractive in everything.
Mm.
She was hot as shit in this.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I could see that. Hot redhead.
You get it, Robin.
Yeah, yeah, have at it, dude. Which Carrie O was back in the day, dude. He's a good looking dude.
Mhm.
He was in The Princess Bride and in this.
I would argue though that I think Broomhilda was the bigger cock block than the Chastity.
Oh,
Doll.
100%, dude.
Oh yeah.
Broomhilda, I remember, so I saw her in this, and I'm like, holy shit, that's the girl from A League of Their Own.
Mhm.
She's way funnier than this.
Farfanugan.
While Robin is training his band of tight-clad merrymen, the Spoonerism spouting sheriff of Nottingham hires the mafioso Don Giovanni,
Which is so
They're
weird
from
and
Jersey.
random.
wow, to assassinate Robin at the Spring Festival.
That whole exchange, though,
Spoofing.
between the sheriff and
The
Don
mafia.
was extremely drug out, but it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
It was great.
My favorite part in that whole scene though is when he's like, "Oh yeah, my enemy cut his tongue out because he went."
And I keep making fun of him for it.
That
then,
dude-
then when they laugh,
Yeah.
when they laugh and they
See?
point back at him and say, "Did you hear that?" You go,
Yeah, he's like,
It's funny because like the guy that they're making fun of, he just walks through the entire movie looking like fucking Clint Eastwood.
"Oh yeah,
yeah.
very convincing."
I was like, holy shit, that is Clint Eastwood.
Mhm.
Like, until he like stops doing the
It's
face.
very subtle that he isn't Clint Eastwood.
And then he's getting annoyed by his other henchmen. Like when he
Yeah.
talks, he
I
just
will
like
take these cotton balls and I will put them in my pocket.
So
Okay.
dumb.
Spoofing a similarly outlandish plot twist from the Costner movie involving Scottish mercenaries. Maid Marian hears of the evil plot and sneaks out of her castle to warn Robin, accompanied by her frumpy German lady in waiting, Broomhilda.
the horse moved on her.
The sheriff and Don expect
not
that
do
Robin...
that again.
do that again.
She like breaks the concrete.
Yeah. She craters
It's like a
it.
cartoon scene or something.
Robin will not refuse a chance to participate
I
in the
swear.
tournament due to his pride, and
I
Robin
promise you
does
won't go.
as they expect.
I swear, like it used to have it where it was like titled underneath, like the horse like said, "If she thinks she's going to jump on me,
I
it's
thought
not
there was
gonna happen."
subtitles too
I
under the
remember
horse. I
there
thought that
being
the
a
horse had
subtitle for that.
subtitles.
Yeah, but
He did.
on the
Not,
one I
not,
seen,
not on the one I watched.
the one I watched, it
Oh yeah,
showed
we
the,
did.
the title.
What'd you guys watch it on?
I watched it on
Uh,
Tubi.
I don't remember where
Tubi?
we watched. No, I didn't watch it on Tubi because there was no commercials. I don't remember.
Well,
remember
it
where
was,
we had
it was
subtitles.
streaming
It
on
said-
something
It
else.
said,
but
I think it said something
That
like,
bitch is crazy if she thinks she's gonna jump on me or
no,
something
it was
like
something
that.
simpler than that. But like,
Yeah.
it was like,
Please don't
Uh,
jump.
it was something like, your ass has got to be kidding me.
it was
or something
streaming
like
on
that.
it was streaming on Hulu and Max,
gotta
but
be
then
kidding.
it stopped streaming when I went to watch it.
Or yeah, I think it was like,
only on Tubi.
I was like, you got to be kidding me, or something like that.
Maybe it was Hulu. I don't remember.
It was on Hulu and Max
Yeah, ours
when I
had
first checked it.
subtitles.
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, I swore. I was about to say I swore there used to be
No,
subtitles.
it was
with
Max
but
because we watched it once before on Max and it
Yeah.
said resume play.
so this came on. Well, I watched it. It was on Tubi because it was no longer on Max.
Yeah, we watched it
Yeah,
on
ours had
Max.
subtitles, so.
Good, because I was about to say I remember it having subtitles.
I was going to go nuts. Oh, that's crazy.
At the archery tournament, a disguised Robin makes it to the final round where he makes his shot but loses to his opponent. Robin calls the situation absurd, takes off his disguise, and pulls out a copy of the movie script to discover that he gets another shot.
That's not entirely true because he pulls his disguise off before he loses. Because
somebody calls him. The
sheriff
calls
calls
him
him.
out.
He's like,
sheriff calls
way
him
to
out.
go, Robin, and locks her in, and then that's when he takes his his disguise off, and then he loses, and then he starts calling it out, saying, I never lose. I can't lose.
Yeah. Can we talk about all of his friends in drag, though, for a second?
Blinking,
fix your boobs.
Yeah, fix your boobs.
As he's
Like-
full on
You're
got a
looking
beard.
like
Yeah.
Like, they, none of them are very convincing
You're
as
looking
women,
like
but
a
blink it,
Picasso
fix your
painting
boobs.
Yeah.
right now. You're looking like a Picasso painting right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I was like, yeah, he
His way of
does.
fixing them is to punch them.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, he gets another. Yeah, he gets another shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, by that time, they just know. They're like,
Yeah.
oh.
They all
well,
pull out their scripts too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, does he get another
guess we're
shot?
losing.
Yes, he gets another shot.
The sheriff and Prince John then pull out their copies and confirm this, much to their annoyance. Yes. Robin then takes the second shot, this time using a special Patriot arrow, and hits the target. After winning the tournament, Robin is arrested. Before Robin is taken away, Marion
What is the
promises
Patriot arrow? What is
to
that?
do the most.
It's like a reference to something.
I think
I
it's a
don't know.
reference to like a missile that.
I just don't
around that
understand the
time.
reference though. Like,
I never quite understood that
It's
either.
just there, Dad.
I mean, I know that everything that Mel Brooks usually does
Has some sort of
references
significance.
something,
Yeah.
another movie or something in culture, and I didn't understand that one.
I don't
so
get that one either.
I'll look it up.
Maybe it had something to do with another Kevin Costner thing. I don't know. I just wish he would just make fun of Kevin Costner this whole movie. Because this movie came out right after the Robin Hood movie with Kevin Costner, which
Prince of Thieves.
is Prince of Thieves or whatever.
Before Robin is taken away, Marion promises to do the most disgusting thing she can think of in exchange for Robin's safety: marry the sheriff. Several hours later, the ceremony commences with the opening prayer in the New Latin, Pig Latin. The abbot, Dick Van Patten, quickly and discreetly reveals the sheriff's unimposing first name, Mervyn.
Well, everybody starts laughing at his name.
Yeah.
Your name is Mervyn.
Your name is Mervyn.
Hey, I bet.
I hate that guy.
Okay.
I love all the breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Hits the camera with his
Oh yeah.
staff.
Yeah. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Some of us can actually do English accents.
I'm like summon Robin Hoods.
Sorry. I was trying to break the fourth wall.
Oh. We do that every time we
I don't
do this podcast.
really look at the camera.
Okay.
I like talking to you guys. You're my best friends.
I don't think so.
Who else would it be?
Your friends at school continue reading.
Uh-uh. I don't go outside of school enough for that. Before
One of your friends is gonna watch this podcast and be like, "She told me I was her best friend." She didn't. I thought she hated her dad.
You know, I know you think otherwise, but I actually tell my best friend or my friends that you're my best friend. So, isn't that sad?
You might have to look it up. I have no service really.
Before Mary can say I do, the castle is attacked by men in tights, led by Little John, Achu, Blinken, and Will. They quickly free Robin, and a battle ensues. However, Marion is carried off to the tower by the sheriff, who wants to deflower her. Yeah. Robin arrives.
I don't blame him.
Robin arrives and wins in a tent. You can't take his side. That was like borderline rape. So
True, yeah, but I don't blame him for wanting
Borderline?
to. Yeah, it was rape. What are you talking about?
not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
Using
but
the
it was getting
jackhammer.
there. But I don't blame him for wanting to deflower her. Is what I'm saying.
You're
You can
talking
want
about Robin,
you
right?
can
Either one of them.
you can
Don't
want to
talk
do
about the
something.
sheriff in a good way.
I'm saying for wanting to. I don't blame them for it.
You can want to
He's
as long as
talking
you don't
about
act on it.
Robin.
Aha. Hold on.
Did you find the reference?
I think so. Keep going because I gotta find it
Oh,
in the
okay.
page.
Yeah, like I said, my
Um,
my phone's not letting me look up anything.
They quickly free Robin, and a battle ensues. However, Marion. Robin arrives and wins an intense sword fight, missing his sheath and accidentally running the sheriff through. The witch Latrine, Prince John's full-time cook and part-time advisor. We didn't even talk about her.
Who?
The witch.
Oh yeah, fucking. What's her name?
Latrine. Tracy
Tracy
Ullman.
Ullman, yeah.
Yeah.
She had her own
We
skit
changed
show,
it in
too.
the 16th century. You
Wait.
changed your name to Latrine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Shithouse.
Yeah, it used to be Shithouse.
We also didn't talk about Prince John's mole.
I have a mole.
Yeah.
I was wondering, because Madison had never seen it, and neither had Ada. So I wondered if they had caught it. Ada wasn't catching it. I was like, Ada, did you notice? Notice what? I was like, his mole moves every scene.
Jack caught it right away, like from the next scene, like the first scene you seen him in. Then he goes to visit the witch, and he's like, "Did his mole move?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I always wait to see if anybody
it's hard
catches
not
it.
to look at it. So.
Oh, and the Abe Lincoln. Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Abe
yeah,
Lincoln?
Abe Lincoln?
No, I said A Blinken.
Like, hey, Lincoln, blink,
Lincoln.
freak,
Abe Lincoln. Blinklin. Keep it
bling-a-ling-a-ling.
reading.
It said it was on this page,
Bling-a-ling.
but I am not seeing it. It's pissing me off.
Oh.
Oh wait, hold on.
All
The Patriot Arrow joke is so dated. It's a pun of the infamous Patriot missile of the Gulf War.
Yep. The MIM 104 Patriot is a surface-to-air missile SAM system.
Why, though?
'Cause he can.
Just not a funny reference, I guess.
I guess.
It's probably because the Patriot missile was so dead on accurate.
I mean, I get that, but it was just, I don't know.
During that time, that's
Yeah.
when the Patriot missile was like America's, big weapon.
Dang. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's where I'm getting on that. I just popped that up.
I just got it from a forum where people are asking like about some different movie.
I looked it up on
Things that they did
Wikipedia
good.
and then I found it.
Prince John's full-time cook and part-time advisor, Latrine, saves him by giving him a magical lifesaver in exchange
I'm just your
for
cook.
I mean,
Oh
that's
my
what I thought
God.
it was from the get-go.
giving
That's why
him
I
a
said Patriot
magical
missile.
lifesaver. Now I get the mint. Lifesaver.
Wow.
Get it done?
Yeah, I
It was
get
funny.
it.
She was actually holding the
It's
candy
funny,
wrapper in
yeah.
her hand.
It's funny
You see
because,
that?
like, I was like, why does that look like a mint he's giving her, or she's giving him?
It's a
'Cause it was.
lifesaver.
That lifesaver, I get it now, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, that looks like a mint. I never caught it
And
before.
how awesome is that? Because they're like, oh, we could jazz this up somehow. And he's like, nah, just get one of them lifesavers over there. Like
yeah, one of
5
them like
cents.
mint lifesavers.
You know?
Yeah.
She probably should have ate one herself, judging by them teeth.
Oh,
Mhm.
It was rough. Those were
You
rough.
promised to marry. I changed my mind.
In exchange for agreeing to marry her. Before Robin and Marion celebrate in her bedroom, Broomhilda arrives insisting that they get married first. Robbie Tuckman conducts the
Rabbi.
ceremony, but they are suddenly
Take a
interrupted by
listen.
King Richard, Patrick Stewart, everybody. He also plays as Gandalf and as Professor X.
He's not
in
Gandalf.
he's never played Gandalf.
No.
Did I say Gandalf?
You
Yeah.
Yeah, Gandalf was played
Who's
by
that
the
one
guy
guy?
that plays Magneto.
You're thinking of,
Yeah.
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 That's Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
did. Same movie.
Yeah, what?
Because she mentioned X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
well, yeah, he plays an X-Men.
Yeah, he was an
I'll
X-Men.
get there, guys. Just give me a
No,
second.
he was
Patrick
Captain
Stewart.
Getting
Jean-Luc
closer
Picard.
is what
Yeah.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
He's Captain Jean-Luc Picard, man.
Yeah, he was Professor X in X-Men.
See, I got that part right.
He's done
Yeah,
a lot of things.
she
And
said
it's
that.
actually Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yes,
He's been
he's
knighted.
Sir
He's been knighted.
Wait, which one is Professor X then?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
I liked that he did.
Bald guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
who's
like that.
Magneto?
The guy
the guy
with
controls
the metallic, the metal.
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 Yeah, he can control metal.
That's not clearing anything up for me. I don't know who does
He
that.
wore the helmet,
He wore the helmet.
not Juggernaut, but
I don't know.
Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Look at my helmet.
Anyway,
Hit you with
Okay.
your own pimp.
I like that he
Um,
put on that really outlandish Scottish accent to make fun
it
of
was
it.
a
Yeah.
very, very.
But it's because Sean Connery wouldn't change his accent either. It was another dig at.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
I love Patrick.
It's
Stewart,
the
man.
subtle
He's
things
such a
that
good dude.
that are.
Did you see that fucking Paramount Plus advertisement with him and
Mm.
fucking Drew Barrymore?
No.
Well, it had a bunch of people in it, but even Creed was in it.
Oh.
So it was a bunch of people, but like
Oh wait, is this the one where they're like in the
they're like on the mountain
Yeah, it's like,
And he's like, they gotta get up this
Alaska
cliff.
or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And they throw Hey Arnold.
Yeah,
or
Arnold or whatever, and the whole time
Patrick
Creed's in the
Stewart's one.
background like, "Can you take me?"
Yeah, that's fucking funny, dude.
And Drew Barrymore's like, "Oh, Creed's here." So
Yeah. Good commercial.
fucking Patrick Stewart to save the day. Man.
Yeah, throws a Hey Arnold.
Actually,
Puts on like a old 20s like football attire.
And then he says something about some more pigskin, and then like fucking what's the pig's
Peppa
name?
Pig.
Peppa Pig
Oh,
was standing
yeah.
there like looked at him like, what?
Maybe I have seen that ad then.
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck, dude.
All right, so King Richard, who recently returned from the Crusades, who insists on sanctioning the marriage with a kiss to the new bride. He orders John to be taken away to the Tower of London and made part of the tour. He also announces that due to the foul stench the prince has left over the kingdom, all the toilets are to be called John's.
No.
All being as it should be, Robin and Marion are married, and Achu is made the new sheriff of
That's
Nottingham.
funny. You're gonna make a black man the sheriff? Why not? It worked in Blazing
Blazing
Saddles.
Saddles.
When the crowd expresses its disbelief at a black sheriff, Achu reminds them that it worked in Blazing Saddles. Thank you, you guys.
We're gonna call things out. I mean, it's
Yeah,
When the night comes, Maid Marian...
that's exactly what I thought too, because I forgot that he said that.
Yeah.
And they made him sheriff. And they're like, "What? A black sheriff?" And I was thinking like Blazing Saddles instantly.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why not? It worked in Blazing Saddles."
They're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh yeah, Mel Brooks."
Yeah.
When the night comes, Maid Marian's chastity belt will not open with his key, to her fury and dismay. So Robin calls for a locksmith.
Which I don't understand. Like, how did Robin be the one to make him the sheriff? Like, wouldn't that be the king's job?
The king did make him sheriff.
No, Robin's the one called him. Said this needs to be the new sheriff, and like hands him the sword.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I thought
it was the king.
Robin.
They made
No,
Robin
did.
Hood something,
no, Robin
yeah.
did. Robin named Achu as the sheriff.
Yeah.
Well,
They
maybe we're confused thinking because maybe he gave it to Robin and said you should be sheriff or whatever, and he said nah.
Hand it off to
He
him. Yeah.
did something to Robin. and
He
then
just
Robin-
knighted him.
He knighted him.
That's why I did. Made him sir.
Yeah. He knighted
Oh,
him.
well, maybe
Sir of
is above
Locksley.
sheriff.
I don't know.
well.
We completely skimmed over the part where they all invade the dinner,
Oh, that's fucking
and the
hilarious.
part where he smacks him with that fucking
Metal
armor,
hand.
armor glove.
He's like, I challenge you to a duel. Ping! I accept.
I accept. Ding.
Them blinking, just going to town on,
On
that fucking pole.
wood post.
He does, too.
Blinken is absolutely my favorite character.
Is he?
Absolutely, without a
He'd
doubt.
probably be up there with me. Honestly, I like all the characters, like all of like Robin Hood's men. I'll take it. I even like the sheriff because how well he.
he acts
he's
it
fucking-
perfectly.
he does
Very-
great.
I mean, yeah.
You mean Mervyn?
What's your
Yeah,
favorite
Mervyn.
scene?
My favorite scene.
Because there's so many to count in this movie.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I mean, this is like the second movie in a row that we've done with musical numbers.
the Men in Tights part.
Yeah, the Men in Tights part is probably my favorite part because
Because
it comes out of nowhere, and it's such a great
We
like
are
little
Men in Tights.
musical number.
Blinken
It's
punching
simple.
everybody.
Yeah, it's simple. It's choreographed. I loved it, and I love Little John, dude. He's one of my favorite things.
I
in the
See-
movie.
can't bloody swim.
that was
that was
my
one of my
favorite.
favorite
That
scenes.
is my favorite scene. Is the Little John
Oh,
and Robin
I can't
Hood fight.
swim. I can't swim.
The fight scene between him and
yeah,
Lil Jon.
just that whole scene with him and
Yeah,
Little
and he's
John
like he's
trying to
smacking
fight-
him on the hands like.
fighting over a little bridge. It just made me think of.
I like. Well, if you notice, I love all the subtleties. If
Yeah.
you pay attention, to, like any good parody film has a lot of subtleties.
And like this one made
If
me
you just-
think of Holy Grail with the Black Knight.
Yeah,
A little
That's
bit, yeah,
literally
yeah.
what it made
but
me
like
think of.
the fact that if you pay attention to Robin's face when Achu jumps down and he's like, "Look, I'm on the South Bank. Now I'm on the North Bank.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the South Bank."
East side,
Or
west
yeah,
side.
east side, west side, whatever. And you can see on Robin's face that he didn't even think of that. Didn't even notice that it wasn't
Yeah,
that
that's
big.
why he
Like,
said
the
it's
look
the
on
principle.
Yeah, like the look on
But
his
it's the
face
principle.
is like surprised for a second, and then he quickly recovers and he's like, "It's the principle." You know, it's just the little subtleties crack me up every time.
How they keep breaking the stick.
That shit was pretty funny though.
Yeah.
You go down to the little nub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, aside from the musical scene there, probably that part with the bridge is probably one of my favorite, because the interaction between him and Little John is like the best thing. Whenever Little John falls in the river, I can't swim, I can't swim. And I'm like,
And they're just looking at him like,
yeah,
just stand up.
My name is Little John, but don't think about my name like it's true or something, because in real life I'm actually big.
really big.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That's what he says. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have any notes or anything you want to cover?
I mean, we pretty much went through it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At the very end of the movie, when he was putting the key in, Jack said he has the key to the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, I mean, he's in the right place.
Yeah.
Does Jack watch
You know,
it?
I
Does
laughed
Jack
pretty hard.
watch every episode?
No, he doesn't watch every single movie, just
No,
certain one.
No, every episode of the podcast.
I don't know if he watches everyone, but I know he watches a fair amount.
Probably watches the one about the movies he likes.
Yeah.
You need to tell him to watch this one so he knows that he's funny.
Hear that, Jack?
Dude,
You're
that
getting
was-
called out,
That's
dude.
Great.
Chamber of Secrets.
Great.
I will say that, like, Robin Hood's a lucky dude. That's all I got to say about that. He's a lucky dude. Because I remember seeing her. The first thing I think I ever saw her in. Maybe I didn't put it together that she was in this. I don't know which one I saw first, this or Problem Child. And I remember
for me, it was definitely Problem Child. No, well, I don't know. Actually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't honestly know, because these came out about the same time.
Yeah.
And Problem Child was awesome, but I never, because I remember watching Problem Child 1 and Problem Child 2 years later, and never putting it together that she was the same
It's the same
fucking
girl,
actress. Like,
Yeah, I never did either because
it was like
In the
later
first
on in
one.
life, I was like, holy shit, that's the same lady.
Yeah.
Like,
in the first one she has red hair,
yeah.
but she's a total bitch.
And then in the second one, she's like very tame and timid, got the glasses on, dark hair, and
Hot.
it's not, yeah. Well, she was,
She's as close to Marion as you can get, but she's got dark hair, so you kind of don't put it together.
but yeah, she was great. She's hilarious in this movie. This is honestly the funniest thing I have ever seen her in.
Yeah.
What about
Like,
the mask?
She's not that funny in The Mask. She doesn't get a
I
lot
thought you meant just like funny in general. I didn't know
like
you meant
funny,
her.
like she's comedically funny. In this, she's definitely hilarious. Like in The Mask, she just didn't get enough play.
I thought
She was a
I
bitch
don't
in
remember.
that,
I don't
too.
remember her being in The Mask.
Yeah, she was the reporter.
You said you
Let's
wouldn't
see.
hurt him.
Oh.
I lied.
Yeah, she kind of sells him out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she was great in this. This is probably my favorite thing of hers. But other than that, Carrie Elwes, dude, this is what I most know him for. This and The Princess Bride.
I say
I never
Princess
even
Bride
think of
is-
Saw.
Princess Bride, probably.
Yeah.
I never think of Saw whenever I think of this. He's actually
No.
in another movie coming out with. It's got it's got a fucking stat cast. I can't wait to see it. It's called this is the something of whatever another, but it's got fucking Henry Cavill, Alan Ritchson, which I'm really excited for. I'm glad he's getting so much work, dude,
Right.
because I love Alan Ritchson. And it's got a few other people, but it's about like these English dudes who go in to kill a bunch of Jewish people, bunch of bunch of Nazis. Sorry, got them backwards.
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit. They did what now?
One is really bad.
So they go in to kill a bunch
I
of
don't
Nazis.
condone this.
Yeah, and I guess it's based off of actual events or a true story or something. But it's like it's comedically played up. But Carrie Elwes is like the guy who like puts this whole team together, but it looks awesome. Look up I think I put the trailer in the Discord. So.
Oh, you did, yeah? Because I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
I can't remember what the movie's called.
Yeah,
but
I
it
can't
looks
either. But
fucking great.
I
All
remember.
I know is like Alan Ritchson is like badass with a bow apparently,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he's got some kind of weird accent, but he's like, and he also wears glasses. I love Alan Ritchson, dude. I'll have that dude's back all day.
Mhm.
Like he's just a humble, awesome. I mean, I'm not Christian or nothing, but he's like a hardcore Christian. He's got morals, and I love the dude, and I
Yeah.
think that he deserves all the work he can get. So
Who does he
I
play
do-
as?
he's Reacher, he's Reacher in the new Reacher series. He's also in the new Fast and Furious movies now. He's
Mhm.
in the most recent one. He was also Hawk in Titans, the the live action series. He played Hawk.
Oh,
The
Robin?
buff dude. No,
Yeah.
Hawk, yeah. Well, the
Oh,
one with-
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
But he was in that. He was actually a Ninja Turtle, too, in the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah,
he played,
you
he
said
played
that, yeah.
Raphael.
Yeah.
But I love the
I want to
dude.
watch those movies again. I remember liking them a lot, but I heard they were really bad. So
They're not
maybe that
good.
was just child me trying to like them.
No, I tried to like him. I can't.
I think
can't.
Megan Fox killed it for me. She was hot, but
Megan
just
Fox
her
definitely
acting-
killed it for me.
Her
yeah.
acting it just
Yeah, she's not a good actress. I can't stand her. Like she's nice to look at, but that's about it.
yeah.
Can anybody explain to me though, like the Robin Hood story, not just Mel Brooks's, but like in general, like how does it make sense for the king's brother to take over in his absence and to abuse his power, knowing that his brother is gonna like come back?
He's an idiot.
He's not sure if his brother. will
Maybe
come
he.
back.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. It's a pretty big gamble until
Yeah.
you know whether or not your brother is gonna come back.
Well,
Right.
back in those days, I mean, you could easily
It's still a big gamble because if he comes back, it's death.
yeah, right.
if you have enough supporters, though.
I'm
Nobody's
sure.
gonna support you if you're acting like that.
Yeah, I think in this
Out of
case,
fear,
though,
back in those
like
days.
the king's gonna leave knowing what kind of brother he's leaving in charge.
Yeah.
So he's gonna know. He knows, like, all right, my douchebag brother's got to take over for a while. He's gonna fuck some stuff up.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that in general, it doesn't. Even a douchebag is gonna exercise some caution because.
I have no idea. Honestly, I've never read Robin Hood or anything like that. Like the actual.
No, I'm basing it
Story
off
of
of
Robin
the
Hood.
movies because that's all I've ever seen. That's all I
Right.
know. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's never made sense to me.
I
This is fine because it's a parody. Who gives a shit? But like, that has never made sense to me. If you're any kind of like even the psychos, like they would not. This is not.
Isn't
a very,
this like somewhat true though? Didn't he leave?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But like,
I don't know that Robin
I
Hood's real or
believe.
anything,
I believe the historically accurate version though is that King Richard was believed dead before John started fucking around.
Oh, okay. He probably thought he died in the Crusades. and-
Because back then communication wasn't that great,
No,
and
yeah.
and this story would make more sense if everybody thought Richard was dead.
Right.
But it's very clear that nobody thinks he's dead, so it just doesn't make much sense.
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay, I wanted to ask because
I
sometimes,
agree with you. I think
sometimes
it's,
you guys know something that I don't. So
I don't
just
know
thought
shit
I'd
about
ask.
Robin Hood or like the King or anything like that. Like
Okay.
I don't know anything about the Crusades or anything like that.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if somebody had read the book or maybe somebody knew more about it than me.
No, I
Just
didn't.
I didn't
no.
quite
I
understand
hated
that.
Robin Hood whenever I was.
I was
kid.
not like the Robin, even the Disney movie. I
Yeah.
didn't care much for it.
No,
so
Mom tried to get me to watch
I've
it,
literally
and I
seen
wouldn't.
this, and I've seen bits and pieces of the Kevin Costner one, enough to get.
I've seen the Kevin
references in this
Costner one, but it's been years ago.
We used to. Mom always watched that movie.
I know that's where I've seen.
I
the
watched
bits and
the new
pieces.
one with,
I've seen
I've
enough.
seen it.
I've seen enough.
I've seen the whole.
I've
movie.
probably seen the whole thing, just not.
Yeah,
No,
I've
all
seen
at
the newest
once.
one, the
Yeah.
one with Jamie Foxx and Taron Egerton.
No,
It didn't do that great. Was it a Guy Ritchie movie?
I can't
Thinking
remember.
it was
but I
a
know,
Guy
yeah.
Ritchie movie.
I don't think I've.
I don't
ever
remember.
seen-
Either
I
way.
saw. I think I saw the one with
Or am I thinking of the King Arthur movie? Was it
No,
Guy
King
Ritchie
Arthur
movie?
was.
Was
Crow.
Guy Ritchie.
Oh, dude
Was
plays
it-
in.
You're thinking of Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
King Arthur.
That was
movie.
King Arthur. Yeah. Well, I was saying like I didn't know if Guy Ritchie also did the Robin Hood movie that came out with Jamie Foxx and shit. So
Was it?
it was the one with Jamie Foxx. It just came out like probably
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago.
No, there was one I saw, but it's been many, many years since it came out. I'm thinking, was it Russell Crowe?
Oh yeah, the Russell Crowe.
I
one.
saw that one.
Yeah, yeah, there was a Russell Crowe one too.
Okay, so I saw that one.
I don't think I even saw that one. I don't know. Robin Hood never appealed to me. I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things. Like it's cool and everything, but the story's been told several times. I watched the Disney one whenever I was a kid. I didn't care for it.
In
This is the
2008.
only
I don't think I
iteration
saw
that
it.
I ever cared about. Was
Yeah,
the
I agree.
the Men in Tights. So
I only saw that Russell Crowe one. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's-
who was watching it, but
Taron Egerton was Robin Hood. You're thinking of?
yeah, the one with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
in that. Because I think he played Little John or something.
Who? Yeah, Jamie Foxx played Little John.
Yeah, that movie was okay. It was more action heavy. It was more of a action movie than anything. But anyway, if you guys are done with your notes, we can get into reviewing this. If you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Yep. Well, let's review it.
Let's review this bitch.
Let's review it. Anyway, we start with Madison, right?
Uh-huh.
29. You don't need all that.
But I want to do it.
Whatever.
Mm.
Anyway, let's
You
get
get where I'm
into
coming
reviewing.
from, don't you?
We're gonna let Madison go first.
Everybody's like, no.
I write down the full time.
What?
When I write down the full time.
See?
Oh.
He gets it.
Madison, what do you think of Robin Hood?
I am getting to it, bro. Back up. Chill out. Okay?
Whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you. I actually really like this movie a lot. I thought it was funny. At first I wasn't too sure, hence why I kept looking back at you. That and because you normally sat in front of me, so I can never look back at you at idiotic movies. So, it was nice.
It's nice sitting in the back of the room so I can look at everybody without them knowing them. So I can see their reactions
I know.
without them knowing I'm looking at them.
Instead of-
I know.
Instead of looking back like, that was funny, right, guys?
Hey! Did you see
Hey!
that?
Why didn't you laugh?
Laugh!
Anyway,
I actually really liked this movie. I thought it was funny. I thought there were a lot of good references, even though I didn't understand over half of them. But I got the context, you know. Besides the Patriot one, that one was not.
that one was over.
Yeah,
Everybody said
none
it.
of us got that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So,
kind of called it.
he did
Yeah,
call
you
it.
did.
So,
Good for you, Eric.
don't let him fool you. He's really proud. He does the same thing to his kids.
I
don't give a fuck.
Okay, fine. Get over it. I really like this movie. I'm going to go ahead and come in with an 8.
Okay.
Because I really actually did
Damn.
like this movie. I thought it was hilarious.
I figured so whenever you're going to school and recommending your friends watch it. You guys ever seen Robin Hood?
You
Men in
guys
Tights?
have to
I know
watch this
it's
movie.
a good movie whenever I like it, obviously.
So did you give
but
this a
I
higher score than Spaceballs?
I don't know. But I know it's a good
I think
movie
she
whenever
did.
I like it and I go and talk about it the next day.
Because I mean, this is good, but it's not Spaceballs good.
it's right there with it.
I
Well,
agree.
I
it's
would-
near
I
it.
don't
Spaceballs
know
is
a
better,
lot
But
yeah.
Spaceballs is amazing.
But I don't know a lot about Star Wars, and I know more about Robin Hood than I do Star Wars because I watched Once Upon a Time, and Robin Hood was in Once Upon a Time.
But
and
hey,
actually,
listen.
in Once Upon a Time, Marion wasn't even a princess; she was a
No,
peasant.
she gave
That
Spaceballs
was
8.5.
Oh, really? Wow.
I don't remember
okay.
what I gave Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is amazing.
I want you
though.
to change it. I want you to give this one an 8.5.
You can't change them once you've given them.
Well, that's why it's still my turn.
You already gave it.
What?
9.5.
You can't change your score just because you want to conflict with another score.
Yeah, I can.
You wouldn't have known if you hadn't asked.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give it.
You're giving it an 8. It's an 8. For me, I think
Can't
there's a lot of
choose
things
for
that
me.
I love about this movie. It's not as good as Spaceballs. Spaceballs is Mel Brooks' like fucking masterpiece.
It is.
I love Spaceballs.
I think I don't know the 3 tops Mel Brooks movies, man. Is
Well, it's not even
Blazing
because of Mel
Saddles,
Brooks that Spaceballs
and
is so
this.
great. I love Spaceballs because of Rick Moranis.
Well, yeah,
Rick Moranis sells that fucking movie
yeah.
as Dark Helmet, dude.
I
That's
think
why.
it's- I think
liked
it's
it a
all
lot,
of them
too.
Definitely
bouncing off of
everybody,
each
yeah,
other.
for sure. But Rick
No, Rick
Moranis,
Moranis at the center.
yeah,
at the
he's at the
center.
center of it all. Like if
Yeah.
it wasn't for him, that movie would not be as high.
No,
you know
the
what I mean?
bouncing wouldn't work as well, but him at the
Right.
center and then everybody playing off of that, it's perfection.
I love Rick Moranis, dude. He's a fucking American, just
Angel.
jewel. Yeah, he'll always be in my heart.
Agreed.
I love Rick Moranis.
Come sit with us, Rick.
Yeah, come sit with us, man. Anyway, this movie is great, though. I do love this movie. I honestly, like, whenever we pulled it from the box, I was almost annoyed. I was like, I don't know if I feel like watching this. But whenever I watched it, I was like, I think whenever the movie was over, I was like, I was so in the mood for a movie like that. Like
Yeah.
that was just like I was like, oh my god,
Breath of fresh air.
it was a huge breath of fresh
Yeah.
air because it was like one of those movies where you're like you don't realize how much you miss it until you watch it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I remember like halfway through the movie just thinking like I just feel really good watching this movie right now because it's just I feel like it's something that I needed in my life at that moment. Like it was one of those things where I was like I felt
This
good.
is right.
Yeah, it feels right. You know what I mean? Like just watching it right now because it just I love the movie.
It's a good feel movie.
It's a good fun movie without there's no thought involved. It's just fun to watch. The couple of musical numbers in it were fun. It was just a fun movie and I love it. And I love how movies used to be like that, man. Back in the day, you could just have fun watching a movie instead of overthinking it or someone's political views getting in the way or it's woke or whatever. Like, who gives a shit, dude? Just make me a movie that entertains me. And this
call
movie
out
does that.
everybody
It's
on their
fun.
bullshit.
It's fun. It's funny. People are having fun making it. You're having fun watching it. That's what makes a good comedy.
Yep.
And I think for me, I think I'm going to go an 8 also on it because I was going to go a 7.5, but I love it, dude. I was like, I missed this movie. I can't believe I didn't realize how much I had loved it before. I knew as a kid I liked it, but I was almost annoyed with drawing it out of the boxes. Like, I don't know if I'm going to want to watch this. And then I watched it. I was like, oh man, I feel like I needed this in my life right now.
Mhm.
So it was fun. It was good, especially with so much shit going on in the world today. So
Agreed.
just movies like this just help.
Mel Brooks is one of my favorite directors when it comes to this.
Yeah,
kind of
he's just a
stuff.
fun, feel good dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just wants to make people laugh, and
Yeah.
that's good. You know, and this is back. You know, in the day, Carrie Ellis was awesome, fun doing funny movies like this, and you know the whole cast, man. I mean, you love them all. I mean, even and then Patrick Stewart coming in at the end, dude. Like that's like the cherry on top, dude.
Yes.
I fucking love Patrick Stewart. So, you know, it was all good.
It is by law that I, the king, shall kiss the maiden first.
Yeah, that was great.
That's actually based on
Yeah,
a
it's
old
based
law.
on true.
It wasn't a kiss though.
It was.
That was a lot
No
more.
sex. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he
King
should have done
got
that
to-
instead.
yeah. The king gets to do the diddly first.
If he
Especially
chooses to,
if
he
he
doesn't
chooses
always
to, yeah.
have to.
And then the Scottish, back in the days when English was ruling Scotland, well, they still do, but like back in those days, it was the lord of whatever province got to sleep with the Scottish women first
That's crazy.
because they were trying to.
That's where that
breed
old
out.
saying came from. It's good to be king.
They were trying to breed out the Scottish.
Yeah.
Dang.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, back then was fucked up, man. Irish were slaves, Scottish were fucked. It was messed up back then, man. It was really messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cruel to
Unless
each
you're
other, man.
royalty or
Yeah,
whatever.
they were cruel to each other.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, I don't really have any complaints really. I really like the subtleties, like I said. That's probably one of my favorite things about parody, but I think Mel Brooks does it best.
He definitely is one of the best parody
Yeah.
directors. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yep.
you could argue the Wayans or whatever, but I don't think the scary movies in that they don't hold up. They don't hold a candle to this kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
they're too
there's-
cheesy.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
way
so much
cheesy.
like background stuff that happens that if you're not looking
Those
for it,
attention
or
to detail
yeah,
moments.
the little things, and like the things that he brings into his other movies that he's done in past movies that if you watch enough of his movies, you go, oh, he does that in every movie, but he finds a way to make it interesting or different in every single movie. Like the camera breaking the window.
He plays such a good rabbi.
Yeah, he brings that
takes,
into.
takes the donut out of the dude's hand.
Yeah, just he always brings breaks the fourth wall, but he finds interesting ways to do it in every single movie he does. And I love the way that Carrie Elwes played Robin Hood, because he played him in such a arrogant, but such
competent.
yes,
He's very
competent. But then he would be not competent.
Yeah.
But then he would be arrogant. But then he was also just very kind.
I'm not supposed to lose.
Yeah, it was so
He's a very likable.
yes.
He's like if a douchebag could be likable.
yes,
And that's
yes.
exactly what he is. He's a likable
100%.
douchebag.
I loved how he played the part. It was just perfect.
He's one of them guys you're like, yeah, but he's our douchebag.
Yeah, but even he wasn't even he was a douchebag that would give you the shirt off of his back.
Exactly. That's why I say
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
your douchebag. He's our douchebag.
Yeah, anyway, I really liked how he played.
Overconfidence in himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really liked how he played Robin Hood. He was a sort of a breath of fresh air when it came to Robin Hoods, even comedic Robin Hoods.
I mean, he played the same character in Princess Bride. Literally, it was the same character.
He pretty much kind of
He was a little more serious in Princess Bride. He was
a
little more
bit
serious about the character.
Well, of course,
but he still
there
had that
there was more
confident-
seriousness. There was more seriousness to the Princess
Exactly,
Bride.
that's what I'm saying. I think
So-
in the Princess Bride, he was more confident. He was more cocky, but he had that. He was more. He had to be. You know, he had to be confident.
Yeah,
In
right.
the Princess Bride.
He's a confident, endearing type of person.
Yeah. But anyway,
and he plays it well. He's got the
Yeah,
face
he
for
he
it.
does. He's perfect
And
for those roles.
you know what I mean?
He was perfect
So,
for those
yeah.
roles.
That's why, like, seeing him in Saw was weird.
It
It was
was.
a weird thing.
I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know. It was nice to see him.
I
in
feel like
something
anybody could
different,
have
I
played
guess.
that role, but to have him in it was like after all the years of knowing him from like Princess Bride and Robin Hood, and then seeing him in Saw of all things, are like it's a weird change.
Yeah.
Because like even in the movie,
He didn't do a bad job. It was just
No, he
it
didn't
wasn't
do
a
bad.
very fitting role.
right.
I guess it made him look weak. I think
Yeah.
I didn't like seeing
Seeing him
him
weak.
like that way.
Right.
And I couldn't, and not even just like weak in the sense that like he's weak. It was more like that character was weak because he had a weak character. The character had weak character.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's not really a lot to hate. The things that you're supposed to hate, you hate. As in, you know, the sheriff of Rottingham is a dick, but I mean, he's supposed to be, and he's
The only
funny.
thing I didn't like about the movie was the king.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
He's kind of flat note.
He was kind of flat in the movie. I didn't care much for his comedy. He was about the only thing that I didn't really care much for.
I think my favorite scene with him is the you know, when he comes in and he's like, you know, tell me that you have good news. And he's like, no, it's really bad. And he's like, well, maybe if you tell it to me
In a way that makes
it sound good. And so he starts laughing and he's like telling him, you know,
Yeah.
and then at
That's
the end he's like,
terrible.
that's terrible news.
He
Why
didn't-
are you laughing?
Yeah, and he didn't deliver it in a way that was like really that funny though either. You know what I mean? So that's
well,
where
I've seen him in other comedies though, so I guess I know his brand of like how he
do
delivers.
too. I know him from back in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
I just never thought he was a very funny dude to
I don't
me.
know. I've always liked the way he kind of like, you know, like I have a mole. Like,
Yeah.
I like,
Okay,
how he-
yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of funny, I guess.
yeah,
but,
I like how he,
he's kind of like Dennis Miller in a way, where Dennis Miller was comedic.
Dennis Miller's
Honestly,
a lot more sarcastic.
I was gonna say
though.
Dennis Miller actually might be funnier. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But like, but Dennis Miller was kind of like your basic white guy that like tries to be funny, too hard to be funny.
I don't know. I always liked the way he delivered it. Just the whole, like, the,
I have a mole.
yeah, I have a mole.
I have a
like,
mole?
the inflection in his voice
Right.
when he would deliver things. But, yeah, I agree. He, out of all of the cast, he's definitely the flattest of them all.
Right.
I totally agree with you there. Yeah, and the whole latrine and Rottingham thing, love it. Love it. Love it. But my favorite part of the movie, favorite part about the movie, is that they probably cut like a good hour and a half out of the runtime of this movie just by adding like those rap guys at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
Like, instead of doing the whole Prince of Thieves thing where they had to add an hour and a half of plot there at the beginning of the movie. So, thanks for that.
yeah. Thanks for the
Appreciate
rap.
it.
Yeah, thanks for the rap guys instead of the hour and a
Yeah.
half of extra plot that we didn't have to have. So
Could've
I'm
just wrapped at
gonna
the beginning.
come in and I'm gonna say I'm on 8.5. So I'm gonna say 8.5. I'll go 8.5.
All right, Eric, what do you think, man?
So this is one of my.
He hates it because he's like, I'm always last. So
Oh,
you guys say everything I want to say, and now I just feel like I'm copying you.
Well, this is one of my all-time favorite movies. That's the spot. I mean, Mel Brooks'
I
comedies.
bet he's got stuff to say that we didn't think of.
I mean, Mel Brooks' comedies are just golden, in my opinion. I mean,
agree.
the way he puts in the cues and everything just are spot on. I don't really find anything bad about the movie. Yeah, I mean, the King's a little flat, but I really didn't notice it to a point.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
understand. Like he wasn't a huge. Wasn't a big. ringer
Yeah,
for
they
me.
didn't put him in the screen
Right.
a lot.
Yeah,
Now, if
he wasn't in it enough for me to care.
Yeah.
Like as long as the sheriff did a good job.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff was fucking funny. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody
I think
says.
they, and in a way, they kind of make the king flat to sort of like
Keep him out
put
of
the
it.
spotlight more
On the
on the
sheriff.
sheriff.
Yeah.
Which makes sense
Yeah.
because the sheriff has more play, more screen time.
Yeah, and especially
Like
in
they
the
could
Robin
have
Hood.
swapped. They could have swapped actors in them roles, and
Yeah.
I don't think it would have worked as well.
Well, I mean, in any case, when you have a Robin Hood story, it's always Robin Hood against the sheriff.
Mhm.
That's
Right,
literally
yeah,
how it
yeah,
always
yeah.
played out. Oh man, I really can't say anything bad about the movie. So, I mean, oh man, I'm going. It was 9.5.
Damn, that's a near perfect movie.
Yeah,
I mean, and Mel Brooks movies, I really are fond of. That's why
That's quite the fucking score.
yeah,
buddy.
I hate the fact that we don't get to watch. Or
I love they'll
can't
give
watch
like
Blazing.
twos to shit that like we're like, oh, this movie's on. Like, it's a
Spaceballs
fucking
was a
2.
9.5 too.
Well, oh, was it? Yeah, okay.
I thought it was. That's why I was checking.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it really sucks that we can't watch Blazing Saddles for the podcast.
I mean, we can, but like, you're treading on some dangerous territory, man. Like you
I
are.
understand. I get it. I understand. It's just it sucks that
Maybe one of these days we'll add it to the box, but like,
it just sucks that now, the days we are in.
I
now
know
are,
where nobody can take a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
Aggregate's 8.5.
That's not bad though for a movie like this. Whose turn is it to do?
Is it mine?
I did it last
believe.
week, so you're up.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I already saw the score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rented the movie on Apple.
And it
I guess
popped up
whenever
right
you
off
watch
Get It?
Apple movies, they have the tomato score on there. I was like, fuck.
Okay.
I'm
You'll-
going to take it
you should do
over.
it next
You can
week.
have it next week.
Okay. That's
So-
fine.
And then we just skip Dad next time it's his turn.
No, you can just come back to me. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we go back to Eric and we're back on.
Yeah, you just come back around and come back to me. It doesn't matter. Makes me no difference.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw it. I was like, God damn it! I was like, now I can't guess.
Critics,
'Cause I'll
I'm gonna
feel
say
like a cheater.
68 for critics.
Critics? It's Mel Brooks.
Yeah, they usually could go either way.
I'm going to say 87.
76.
All right, what's everybody's scores?
68.
68,
87.
87.
76.
Karen's gonna take it. It's actually a 42%.
Whoa.
Fuck
Told ya.
them.
They could go either way.
Fuck them.
Undisciplined, scatological, profoundly silly, and often utterly groan-worthy. Robin Hood Men in Tights still has an amiable anything goes goofiness that has made it a cult favorite. Wow,
It's awful
Just
low for
put a lot of
the
for what they had to say. about it.
Census.
Audience, I'm going 93.
187.
87, 93.
81.
Yeah, Madison's gonna take this in 81 on
Wow.
the nose. Yeah, 81% audience
I
score.
should just stop trying more often.
Going from the hip.
All right. I'll give you. I didn't go through and do any. Oh wow. Here's one right on the front. It says 1 star. Fucking dreadful. I could only watch a few minutes of it before turning it off. The jokes I saw weren't funny and were retardedly heavy-handed. I really hope they don't make another one of these at some point.
Fuck your own face!
Real.
Damn, that was in my ear too.
I
almost got offended by my computer. Like, what the fuck?
What I do?
Fuck your own face.
Sounds like it's malfunctioning.
Oh, here's another one. Starts with a bit of a long one. I grew up watching many of Brooks' films and remembered enjoying this one a lot as a 13-year-old self. At my 13-year-old self. As an adult, most of Brooks' movies have held up remarkably well, but this is most certainly not one of them. This wastes a fantastic cast, notably Elwes and Chappelle, who are uniformly excellent in other things, on cheap and juvenile humor that is rarely funny. I recently picked up a collection of Mel's filmography, and this one was by far the fewest among the laughs. I almost turned it off which I never usually even consider. Not every movie I fondly remember from childhood can still be a classic.
Shut up!
Eric's getting offended by all these. Like, I give this shit a 9.5. Fuck you.
Fucking Mel Brooks is amazing.
Here's one.
Guys,
It just
kiss
says
my ass.
1
Kiss his
star,
ass, happy
and all it
Hanukkah.
says is, "I will never understand."
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Damn, dude.
You know, a lot of these are.
We have
just
a lot of
insults.
we have a lot of insulting bumps. Man,
Are we negative people?
No, we're just funny.
negative people. Hell, most of the movies we watch, we give high ratings.
That's true.
How often do we go under like a 6 or a 5?
That's true.
I go.
Well, you do,
I
but
usually
you're also the
stick
one doing
to-
all the negativity right now.
I'm just
Yeah.
sticking to 5 and 4 here recently.
This one's a 2 star. It has one joke, and it isn't that really funny.
What?
You don't have.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay.
Real, because what? Did you watch the full movie or just? The
Trying to figure out
first-
what the one joke is.
Yeah, what is the one joke? It's probably I can't swim.
No, they totally only watched the beginning part.
All right,
where
one
they're
more.
Like, you always burn down our house in the beginning, and then they shut it off.
Here's a 1 star. Dry humor, definitely not one of Mel Brooks' best.
You're killing me, Smalls.
And I'm gonna say that's it. Or wait, well, holy shit! Here's a half star. I groaned as soon as this is the last one. I groaned as soon as I saw the rap number, and it all went downhill from there.
Hey,
I
the
didn't
Raptors
laugh.
were my favorite.
I didn't laugh at a single joke. I don't get at all why people think this movie is funny. It's garbage. Every joke is painfully obvious, as though a laugh track should have been written into them all. One of the least entertaining comedies that I was forced to turn off because of how much it sucked.
So you didn't watch all the way through.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yeah, they didn't even leave a name on there, so fuck you, nameless.
Yeah, nameless.
Nameless. Anyway,
These people are all put in their comments probably like nowadays. All people are all
well,
liberal
these are all
and
from
shit.
like, the past 10 years or so. So this movie's like, what, 30 fucking years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these
So,
liberal
at least-
people that are all offended by jokes that would be in this movie.
So, anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into our trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Okay, the scene where the sheriff.
I had to look at her. She's got.
I know. I
She
was
folded
sitting,
it up
I was
into
sitting
an
here like
airplane.
just dead eyes.
Wow.
She's gonna ride it on the wing of the airplane.
She's
You,
gonna
you
throw it
better
at
get
you.
the TV working, man.
Yeah, well,
Your
it'll be
pinch
working.
hitter's
Yeah.
not working out so
Yeah,
well.
it's not, no. Our substitute's not working.
What the heck, dude?
She's like, I'm right here.
She's gonna bring it up to me later. I'm gonna have to unfold it.
You still got
I
one more.
sent it.
You still got one more.
Do you get it? I sent it.
Got one more. Got one more right.
No, that's it.
Oh wait. Oh yeah,
It's
trivia.
trivia.
We're on trivia. I thought we were going on something else. Sorry.
But I sent it.
Should we put him back in the game? I'm sure.
I'm a little,
I'm not
Little-
sure.
little
I'm not
fucked up.
sure what we're doing now.
Okay,
you guys
we
take
can
care of me
forgive
forever
him. The
and ever.
reviews have him messed up, okay?
Mhm.
I'm a little fucked up.
Okay.
A little fucked up. The scene where the sheriff falls through the roof of Latrine's room and she tries to get him to have sex with her was completely improvised by Reese and Ullman.
Oh, really?
That is hilarious.
I love. So,
I was this close. I touched it.
I touched it. Yeah. I forgot she said that.
was
I touched it.
improvised.
I would have broke immediately.
We didn't say enough about her in this
Oh
movie.
no! I'm
She only
telling you.
has a few scenes,
I
but
love the part when she's like, if you want to know your future, get a fortune teller. I'm just your cook.
So, could you imagine like marrying her? Like maybe for all he knows, she takes off that baggy ass clothes. She got a banging body under there. Just put a bag on it.
Yeah, but she's gonna know if he's cheating on her.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying
is.
like if she's
I'm sure she could put some wicked ass spells on him.
I'm just saying like if she, maybe she looks good under that. Maybe you just put a bag over her head, you're good to go.
Turn the lights out.
Or
Turn the lights
there's
off.
such thing as a makeover and dentures.
Well, she's so magical and powerful. Why don't she
She
just
could
like
easily
change her
just change
appearance?
Maybe she wants him to love her for her.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think she would do anything to get him, so she would change her appearance.
She was this close.
Tracy Ullman was pretty. We didn't even talk enough about her in this
Dude,
movie.
she was
really
hilarious.
great in the
Yeah.
movie. Like
Yeah.
she was awesome.
I can't believe we didn't bring her up more often.
We didn't well, she didn't have a lot to do
No,
in the
she
movie.
should have had a lot more
She
screen
should have.
time.
She should have had more play in the movie because she was pretty great.
Yeah. When Mel Brooks first called Cary Elwes to offer him the lead role, Elwes thought it was a prank and hung up on him.
Oh.
Cary Elwes based his performance in The Princess Bride on Errol Flynn's portrayal of Robin Hood in The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. Fittingly, it was his performance in The Princess Bride that brought Elwes to Mel Brooks' attention for this role.
Mm-hmm.
When Rabbi Tuckman meets Robin Hood and his merry men in the forest, the rabbi explains that Robin and Maid Marian are made for each other, saying Loxley and Bagel can't miss. This is a play on the popular Jewish snack, lox on a bagel. This wasn't the first Mel Brooks Robin Hood parody. His previous attempt was the short-lived television series When Things Were Rotten in 1975. Dick Van Patten, who plays the abbot in this film, played Friar Tuck in the series. Actress Amy Yasbeck desperately wanted the part of Maid Marian to work with director Mel Brooks. The casting call for Marian specifically mentioned the character's buxom figure, so the shapely but normally sized Yasbeck stuffed her bra with padding for the audition. Cary Elwes' previous...
How to give her the role.
Cary Elwes' previous swashbuckling role was in The Princess Bride in 1987. That film was directed by Rob Reiner, whose father, Carl Reiner, was Mel Brooks' stand-up comedy partner. The character Miracle Max was also modeled after the 2,000-year-old man. I don't know who Miracle Max is.
No, I have no idea.
The camera breaking the window gag, already mentioned as a Mel Brooks trademark, is a nod to Psycho, where the camera seemingly passes through a closed window in the opening scene. A similar gag is used in Brooks' Hitchcock parody High Anxiety. You ever seen that one? That one's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Robert Ridgely plays the hangman.
Let me ask you a question. What's your favorite Hitchcock movie?
My favorite Hitchcock movie?
Yeah.
I know it's cliche, but I'd have to say Psycho, just because...
Really?
That really set the tone for, like, twist endings. Nobody saw it coming. A mile away.
I think between Birds and Marnie.
Marnie's good.
Marnie's really good, man. Like,
Marnie
it was
is
one of them
really good.
sleeper movies that, like, people don't talk enough about. Like, it was a really good fucking movie.
Marnie is really, really good, but I think it's just Psycho because of that.
And I
mean,
watched
it's
Vertigo.
still
Vertigo
talked
was
about.
okay, but it wasn't that great.
It's one of those that, like, everybody tries to get that same reaction.
Yeah, right.
And nobody
Yeah.
can top it.
Yeah. But Birds was, like, I remember watching
Birds is really good, too.
I think that might be my favorite of his movies, but, like, Marnie's a
I think if
close
I had to
second.
pick between Birds and Marnie, though, it'd be Marnie.
Marnie's really good.
Marnie is really good. Robert Ridgely plays the Hangman, and he also played the Hangman in Blazing Saddles, which was also directed by Mel Brooks.
He was fucking hilarious,
Yeah.
dude.
We think six and a half.
Six and a half. What did he say? Whenever he cut the rope and he hands it back to him, he said, "Fuck." What was the joke he said? It was like definitely a dad joke.
Oh. Shit. I know what you're talking about.
Something about noose. Oh, no noose is a good noose.
Yeah.
No news is good news.
Oh,
yeah.
I like-
no news is a good news.
I like when a Chew shoots him down, you know, and he's like, "Oh, that was good shooting a Chew," and he's like, "I was aiming for the Hangman." And the last one, I'm sure everybody's going to be just as relieved as I was. Hulk Hogan was offered the part of Little John, but he turned it down.
Of course he
Oh,
did.
thank God.
Hulk Hogan was never. He's not a good smart dude when it comes to movies.
I'm drowning,
And acting
brother.
roles. Yeah, like how does he like? He never was very smart whenever it came to like
His
roles,
movie roles.
He'd take the shitty ones and turn down the good ones. It's like, why would you turn that down, dude? I've heard of him doing that before. Like he would turn down a role, and it's like, dude, you should have taken that fucking role.
I'm glad he didn't.
Oh,
I
for sure.
always thought.
I probably would have hated this movie more.
You think?
Oh yeah.
I agree. I don't know.
He's too gruff and. Like,
well, it's not even. He's just too over the top for what they were looking.
Yeah.
for.
That's what I'm saying. Too like gruff and like. Yeah.
I mean, like no holds bar. What's that smell?
Yeah, I don't.
No thanks.
I just think that Hulk. I don't know. I think Hulk Hogan's a moron. So I just always thought he was a moron.
I just never thought he was a good actor.
He's definitely not a good actor.
No, it's like The Rock. He plays the same role all the time, and it's just him over and over again.
Yep. All right. Anyway, let's get into what we're doing next week here.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
You almost missed it, didn't you?
No, I had to find it. Once you guys are reaching too fast.
Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
Back to the Future.
Okay.
2.
We can do that.
So this would be 2,
This
right?
would be 2.
Yeah. So all right, we're doing Back to the Future 2.
Did you say this one was better?
I like this one better. This one's my favorite.
Your favorite?
This is a lot of people's favorites.
It goes 2, 3, 1 for me.
Really?
I would say 1 over 3 for me. 2, 1, 3.
I like them all. I can't
You can't order them.
order them. No.
I like 2, 3, 1.
I really do. I like all of them.
Okay.
The first one's classic because it's flawless. There's no but
There's no such thing as a flawless
that's
time
true.
travel movie.
Yeah, there's definitely plot holes there.
Every
like,
single one of them.
They're all really good.
You
though.
can really
they all
talk
have
yourself
their
in
own.
circles
They
when
all
it comes
have
to
their
time
own
travel
thing about them.
movies.
Like I like the first one because it's like the 50s and it's fun. It's not overcomplicated, but the second one's great because it goes into like the past, the future, everything. And then the third one's great because I love westerns.
I really like the all the like what the future could be in the second one. I really like that dehydrated pizza. And like I love all that stuff.
And then Jaws 19 or something like that. It was in the background.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not far off.
It's really not.
Wait, right? We're going with the Jaws franchise?
I mean, how many?
Some franchises just in general.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
shit. And that's really what it was playing on. Was
Yeah. Just
It's not
franchises
fun
in
of
general,
franchises
not
in
stopping.
general. Yeah.
Not streaming anywhere.
Okay.
I have them on Blu-ray.
I mean, I'm sure you guys do.
I've got the collection.
I think we might have a digital code you can use too. I'll look.
Anyway, next week we're gonna do Back to the Future 2 because we have done the first one, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we're gonna do Back to the
Might
Future
have
2 and another comedy. I'm loving this streak of comedy movies.
It's like an action comedy.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I would say so. I like this one because it also gives a alternate
I have it.
present day
Mm-hmm.
with Biff and all that,
This
so
is
that's fun.
Digital code you gave me for the first one came with all 3.
Oh, okay.
But so next week, check us out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff and come talk to us on Discord, man. Like we need you guys in there talking to us. You know, we're entertaining people. Well, I am. These guys suck.
Hey, now.
You suck. I'm the
Karen's
one
like, I thought we were gonna go a whole episode.
Did you see the picture I put out? Oh, yeah, you did. Was it you that answered? The one with the Shreks in the city?
Yeah, I think I said something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I try to answer everybody. If it's something that I know about.
I'm always posting new trailers, so if you guys like, and you could always just join the Discord just for the trailers.
Yeah.
Because I always like if the trailer's more like if it's a couple hours old, it's in there. Like I'm on it with the trailers.
I get on there at least once a day, at least, and then
I'm always on there. I get notifications on my phone and everything. So
yeah, I try to get on there. At
I
least
try
once
to
a day.
comment on things, but it's usually like I'm really late to the conversation, so it's kind of
Alex in there a lot too. So like Alex been in there quite a
Yeah.
bit here lately. So
Mhm.
I like that. He's in there communicating with me.
Yeah, I try to get in there at least once a day. I don't always get.
That's
there,
the funny
but-
part is if Alec lived here and like near like in Sydney, he'd totally be on this podcast. He'd be here every day or every week with us.
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, check us out next week. We're gonna do Back to the Future 2. So until then,
Bye.
you know,
Oh.
wipe your butts.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.